Good evening everyone and welcome to eSports Racing Network for yet another night of fantastic racing across 5 circuits once again, with up to 14 to 15 drivers on the grid tonight in the GR2s. Tonight we're going to have the BOP switched on, we're going to have super soft tyres, the setups will be switched off, so everyone's at an even playing field, so the racing will be super close. I'm certainly looking forward to this one with a very special race right at the end of the evening, which we don't see a lot of racing around here in GT Sport. I must admit, I've not seen much of it. I haven't done much of it in GT Sport myself, but we are throwing out for the final race of the evening, Le Mans. That's right, the Le Mans 24-hour circuit. I've had a lot of experience there in my iRacing days, and it is personally one of my favourite circuits of all time. So tonight, as usual, we are going to have points for everyone up and down the grid. We're going to have pole position points, fastest lap points, so everyone has a chance of getting each individual points for their championships. We have a Pro Championship, a Pro-Am Championship. Let's see tonight who will come out victorious for the ERN GR2 Championship. Okay, so as we're going to get this lobby underway, we are going to quit out of this amazing, and I do love that introductory video that GT Sport has given us all there. Once I can get the blank screen out the way, we will start this lobby up. We will let people join straight away for you. So we are racing there's one car we are racing tonight. It's a GR2 car, obviously, as I've said before, but it is going to be the Motul Ortec. I'm going to say this once and once only because I've probably butchered it already. Motul Ortec GTR 2016 model. So we'll be racing that one tonight. So let's create this room, get everyone in, and get this underway. We're going to load these settings, which I've preloaded into here. One thing I will do tonight as to what I didn't do the other night, the grip track on the edge of the track. So if you go off on the gravel, we're going to have it set to low tonight. We did have it set to real for the event before, and I watched the replays back, and it was a bit over the top when people went into the sand. The cars slow down far too unrealistically for my liking, to the point where they were traveling at 160 miles an hour. They hit the sand and literally they slow down to 20 miles an hour in the space of a second. So that's one thing I don't like. So we're going to keep it on low tonight. So if you do hit the gravel, you don't lose as much speed once you're on it. So it still gives you that fighting chance, because tonight we're all about having fun tonight. It's not going to be as serious as the other nights. Obviously, we still have rules, we still have standards, we still have points. But tonight we are going to have a fixed setup. We're going to have everyone just enjoying themselves tonight and getting out there and having a bit of fun, because these drivers have been practicing in these, but obviously the setups and getting the setups ready for the tracks isn't a thing for tonight. So we're going to keep it a bit fun tonight. So we're going to go ahead and create this room. We're just going to double check everything over, make sure we've got everything right. We've got minimum and maximum tyre rate and super softs, so everyone will be on the super softs regardless. If they choose the wrong tyres, they'll still be on super softs. We've got a 10-minute qualifying for the first race, and it's going to be a 6-lap race around Kyoto Driving Park, Yamagiwa. So we're going to create this room now for you, so everyone can jump in as of now. So get going, get joining. Everyone that joins that isn't a part and hasn't been invited to this event will be removed, unfortunately. But that is the way we do things here at eSports Racing Network. So everyone is free to join now. Ready up. I'm sure I'm going to see this lobby fill up extremely quickly to see who joins first, and it is High Snipes joining first with Hayden Glowing Gold, Ben Smith, Captain Colossus, James H all joining very quickly, one after the other. ADZ is in, Handy Pint is in, Kaiser is in. Great to see everyone joining here. Tonkanon is in, GTR Scrim is in. This lobby is almost full up already. We have the Super Wallow who is joining us tonight as well, so we already have only 3 spaces remain. Tequila, Tonkanon's father, I am your father, has joined. So Tequila is in. And 2 spaces remain. We have Twitch, someone who unfortunately isn't a member of ERN, so will have to be removed. I do apologise. So Twitch, if you want to join, you can join in future races, but drivers already selecting their cars to get out on track to get some practice in. We'll start this event. I'll give you a heads up as to exactly how many minutes you've got on track, and I'll let you get your feet wet in those cars before I announce exactly how long we've got until qualifying starts. So get your laps in, get your tyres warm, get your eye in, and get those engines revving, ready for the qualifying coming up very soon. Okay, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. I had to run downstairs to get myself my trusty drink because I need to get ready for this because I'm going to expect some good racing here tonight. So I had to have a drink on hand to watch this, as, believe it or not, I enjoy watching these races more than I do racing them at times, and I certainly enjoy watching them and broadcasting for you here. So we're going to go on track and see who is out there at the moment, who is lighting the world on fire. We're going to make sure we have all the spectator options set to on, which we do. These cars are incredibly loud, so if I start shouting through the stream, I do apologise. We have someone on the side of Ben's car there. I need to have a look at that. So we have Ben Smith, so we are looking at Ben Smith now. There's someone on the side of his car. He has a... Sorry, not Ben Smith, Handy Pint. I do apologise. So we have Handy Pint here, and... he's got a great livery with the ERN livery there, and that's a fantastic livery. Handy Pipe there running some ERN livery, and it looks like a really nice touch there, nice remembrance touch to the side of Handy Pipe's car there. So a really nice touch there from Handy Pipe, sporting a remembrance on the side of his car. So further down the grid we have Glowing Gold here. So Glowing Gold joins us again for the GR2 Championship here. So Glowing Gold was in the Mini Championship last time round, and kind of had a torrid time, actually, Glowing Gold, in the Minis last time round. And he has showed some really good pace in the Minis, but last week just wasn't his week. And unfortunately he went from a pro status down to a pro-am status, so we'll see how Glowing Gold gets on in future events in the Mini Coopers. But as for tonight, he is in the GR2s straight away, putting in the fastest lap time. So Glowing Gold's looking already pretty handy in this GR2 category. We have the captain himself out there in the Lucky Strike. I like this. This is an old school livery here. We've got the Lucky Strike car out there with Captain Colossus. Tequila joins us again. Tequila really showing what he's worth in the Mini Championship, putting in some great lap times, and really surprising me with some pace he had in them Minis. So Tequila is another driver we'll look out for tonight. Nice ERN badge on the side of the car there for Tequila. GTI Scrim joins us once again, so it's great to see GTIR Scrim back with eSports Racing Network. He's joined us for an event previously, missed out on the last week's event in the Mini Cooper Festival, but joins us again tonight in this BOP race, BOP Championship in the GR2. So good to see GTI Scrim back. We'll keep an eye on his progress through the evening and see how he gets on. Super Wallow joins us. Super Wallow, a member of ERN since the day it started, running a lovely AlphaTauri looking livery with his name on the back of the bumper there. So nice to see Super Wallow out there. Lovely livery, this one here. I do like this. Hayden we have out there. Hayden currently in 3rd place in practice in the Kawasaki Ninja, replica of the Kawasaki Ninja motorbike, no doubt, with the number 46 Rossi on the top of the roof there. So Hayden joins us, very fast driver Hayden in the pro category, so keeping an eye on Hayden. Ben Smith saying the livery me and Handy Pint are using has Rich Giles' nephew on the side who sadly took his life due to mental health. Fantastic. Okay, so Ben Smith on track. Let's see if we can find Ben Smith on track. Ben Smith. Here we go. So Ben Smith running a livery there as one of our members, Rich Giles' nephew, sadly passed away due to mental health issues, and is there very sportingly and very touchingly actually running a remembrance livery on the side of their car there. So nice to see, and a great touch there from Ben Smith and Handy Pint running those liveries. So yep, as Hayden says, a huge amount of respect goes out to you two, and yeah, very touching there to see that here at eSports Racing Network. And as you can see, all paths of life and all friends come into sim racing and race, and everyone gets what are the words I'm looking for? Everyone gets touched by certain personal issues that go on in life, and this group of drivers at eSports Racing Network, they all have each other's backs, and it's great to see them sporting a livery there for one of our other members who is not here tonight, in memory of Ben Pegram. So sorry for the late response there, just reading out the messages. So yeah, lovely livery there from Ben Smith and Handy Pint. So we'll just write a message out for quali in 5. So quali in 5. Petto will unfortunately have to leave. I would just back out of here and just get rid of a driver here. Apologies, Mr. Petto. And apologies, Steve. Apologies, Steve. Okay, so we have 13 drivers in. I believe we are missing one driver, but we're going to have to get started in 5 minutes. We'll go back to track. Hi Snipes is back in with us tonight. Great to see Hi Snipes back again. Also known as Little Manager. Shouting out the Little team here. As also Hi Snipes there. As he's got YouTube and Twitch all over his car, potentially live over on YouTube and Twitch. So Hi Snipes there running the little livery. Stop struggling to get my words out tonight. James H joins us tonight, so good to see James H. James H here in the Shell, a lovely Shell car. I believe James made this one. James is a whiz at making liveries here, so James making his livery with the Shell emblems over it. So nice to see James here, and good to see James reconsider for this event, because it wouldn't be the same without James in the event. So nice to see James here. Kaiser is in the GR2 event tonight. Lovely livery there from Kaiser in the Pro-Am there. Fantastic detail with the front fins as well, with the red and the blue. So nice to see Kaiser back and trying his hand out here at the GR2 event. And we'll see how he goes tonight in the qualifying session. So welcome Kaiser, great to have you back, mate. And good luck for tonight. ADZ joins us after a while away from eSports Racing Network in the Minis. So ADZ is back. And also running the AlphaTauri liveries. So we've got 2 AlphaTauri liveries out there at the moment. So we've got ADZ and Super Wallow. And I just burped into the mic very unprofessionally. So if you heard that, I do apologise. But I am only human, let's be honest here. So Anyway, currently we have Hayden leading the way in practice. We've just had Kieran message us saying he's going to be on shortly. So I'll just message him back just to make sure he will be on. So as I say, Hayden is leading away from Glowing Gold by 0.027. So Glowing Gold showing some really promising pace early on in this wonderful touring car-esque livery. You know, I remember this livery. This was a BTCC livery, I believe, on the Nissan Primera in 1995 or 1996. And that's going back some. So if I've got that right, if that Vodafone livery is from the Nissan Primera in 1996, then huge kudos to me. So if I'm right, let me know in the comments if I'm right. But I believe that is from the Nissan Primera in 1996. Tonkanon setting the world light in second place there. So Tonkanon is only 0.038 away from Hayden at the moment. So Tonkanon looking good there in second place. And his father, his dad, is fourth place. So James H, am I right? Impressive knowledge, Chris, thank you. I believe I'm sort of there or thereabouts, but yeah, that sort of showing my age a little bit there as well. So Handy Pine in fifth place currently, running that wonderful Ayrton Senna helmet livery. I'm going to put it out there now, this is the livery of the evening straight away. That's you can't get away from how wonderful this is. So, yep, High Snipes there in fifth place. High Snipes doing a great job already in sixth place, so good pace there from High Snipes. Ben Smith here in seventh place. Yeah, I was correct. James H was apparently a marshal at Alton Park in that era, so that's nice. That's cool to hear. So I can see where the love of touring car comes from here, James. So we chat about touring cars quite a bit in Discord. So yeah. So I was pretty spot on with the money there. So that's good to know. My brain still works. ADZ there in 8th place. We're going to start this qualifying soon. We've got one driver trying to join us, which he will be along soon apparently. So we'll just give it a few more minutes to see if he will join, so keep practicing out there, ladies and gentlemen, and we will start soon. We just want to make sure no one misses out. We do have a driver turning up soon, so keep up those laps. Kaiser running in 9th place at the moment, and I do love this livery. It's like a honeycomb, a blue and red honeycomb GTR. I like that. That's good. And I'll say now Kaiser potentially designed that, I'm not sure, but start this one, lads. Kieran's messing about. Okay, so we're going to start qualifying. Hayden grew up in the BTCC paddock. My dad managed Ash Sutton to win his first championship in 2017. Interesting. I raced with Ash Sutton quite a bit in iRacing, along with a few other drivers. And interestingly enough, I raced in the 24-hour Le Mans in the touring car and beat Nicky Thim, I believe. Yeah, it was Nicky Thim, and we beat him with 5 minutes remaining in a 24-hour race. And I remember that, and that's my claim to fame. And racing Rubens Barrichello as well. That's my claim to fame. And Lando Norris. Obviously, a few people there. Ash Sutton was my driver coaching car, and Ash Sutton's he's a nice bloke. I've spoken to him a few times, so good driver and very nice man indeed. We have a driver out here that won't be in for very long, so we will remove a couple of these drivers just in case we have another driver coming in. So we're going to start qualifying in a second. We are removing Silent Greco and Paga. I don't know. Pager. That pager. So we had to pagers. Does everyone remember pagers? Right. I need to stop talking about old school 90s era. We need to get this qualifying underway. So we're going to get qualifying underway and going, and it's now 10-2. Just gone 10-2. We will start the qualifying now. Let's go for this and see who comes out on top into race one and take 1 point pole position. So we have 1 point for pole position tonight. We have another point for the fastest lap tonight as well. So qualifying has now started. It is a 10-minute qualifying. Everyone will start to filter on the circuit, and I will check for pit glitches, and hopefully we are not riddled with any glitches at all tonight. So as they filter on track, we'll wait for everyone to get on track, and then we'll go to spectator mode and see what's going on. Everyone seems to be leaving fairly sparsely. Okay, let's go to the track. And so Hayden was the first driver to leave the pit lanes. Hayden leads us out. As Glowing Gold saying, I do like to do my liveries as replica from that BTCC era. So Glowing Gold, I have to agree with you. In the 90s, I believe they had some of the best liveries I've ever seen in touring car. Whether that's because we were kids and we remember those liveries and they will always stick with us, I don't know. But I still believe they had some of the best liveries out there. Back in the day when cigarette sponsorship companies were allowed to sponsor motorsport, was always the best era, I believe. So that's why I liked it. The same with the old Formula 1 cars as well. So Hayden having a little bit of a laggy car out there. I'm not sure why that is. Hopefully it's nothing to worry about too much, but hopefully it's not my connection. I've had a few connection issues myself of recent, so let's hope it's nothing to do with my end of the game. It looks all fine. So anyway, Hayden will start the first flying lap of the field. So keeping an eye on Hayden for the first few corners. Nice and smooth there from Hayden. You know, at this sort of speed with these cars as well, as soon as you hit that grass, the car will violently spear you off into the opposite side of the circuit there. So for those that don't know, the GR2 are vastly different from the GR3. They have a lot more downforce. My words are coming out so wrong tonight. They have a lot more downforce with the GR2 cars, with that huge diffuser at the back of these. It gives them a lot more downforce and a lot more grip out there. And with the BOP switched on, compared to the GR3 category, they are a lot quicker than BOP switched on in the GR3. So these drivers are going to be inundated with the amount of grip they're going to have out there, especially with these super soft tyres on. So there's going to be a lot of confidence being thrown into most of these corners and some big lap times coming up. So Hayden rounding through the final corner here at Kyoto Driving Park now. Let's see what Hayden can manage going across the start and finish line in his Fanatec Kawasaki Ninja GR2 Motul Ortec GTR. What can Hayden do? He puts a lap time of a 22.4. High Snipes 23.2. Coming across the line is Handy Pine with a 23.5. Kaiser coming across the line next with 24.6. Tonkanon 21.6 for Tonkanon. Already putting himself nearly a second clear at the top there. So Tonkanon, the man to beat already in the first few minutes of this qualifying session. Super Wallow about to cross the line now. So Super Wallow about to put his lap time in with a 25.7. ADZ behind with a 26.8 and Tequila behind with a 32.9. Behind that we have this is GTR Scrim coming across the line. What can GTR do with James right behind him in his shell car? 28, 27 and a 22, all from GTR, James and Ben Smith. So Ben Smith finding good pace there, putting himself straight up to third place. Captain Colossus puts himself into fourth place. A good pace there from Captain Colossus straight away with a 122.7. So the leader currently, as everyone crosses the line. One more driver crossing the line now. I do apologise, that driver is Glowing Gold. So Glowing Gold on a nice lap there in his BTCC replica, going third quickest with a 22.6. And I believe there's a driver that's only just left the pit lane as well. So we will keep an eye out who that is. Maybe that's someone that done a lap and then retired to the pit lane. But currently Tonkanon in first place. Hayden goes second fastest. Well, he was in second and he's improved his lap time. He's now 0.4 of a second behind Tonkanon. So Tonkanon in first place currently with a 121.6. So Tonkanon sitting there nicely in pole position with a half a second lead, about to take that 1 point, but we still have 5 minutes 20 seconds remaining. Hayden's crossed the line. Glowing Gold is coming through the final sector. Everyone's crossing the line now. We have ADZ has gone quicker. Tequila's gone quicker with a 23.6 and puts him up to 8th place. We'll stay here with Captain Colossus, who's about to cross the line now. So Captain Colossus currently on a 22.7. GTR Scrim does a 26.8 and improves. Captain Colossus improves by a small amount and puts him into 5th, staying in 5th place there, Captain Colossus. So only improving by a small amount, less than a 1/10 of a second there. So Colossus will want to find a bit more pace there, but he's sitting in a nice position there in 5th place. Let's try and find some drivers on a fast lap. Camera controllers all over the place at the moment. So here we go, Handy Point here in 7th place is on a 23.5, rounding the final turn now, and needs to find 0.3 of a second to try and take 6th place off High Snipes. See what this lap time brings him with 4 minutes 15 seconds remaining. As Handy Point crosses the line, can he improve on a 23.5? Yes, he can. 122.8, so a huge improvement there from Handy Point, but doesn't put him any further up the table. So he improves by nearly 0.8 of a second and stays in 6th place. Kaiser does a 24.1 second lap time as ADZ crosses the line now and does a 23.4, puts himself up to 8th place. So a position gain there from ADZ and a good lap there from ADZ. As we said, Kaiser here in 10th place with a 24.1, and he's half a second off of Tequila in 9th place. So Kaiser's going to want to find at least half a second to try and make a position up here on Tequila. So keeping an eye on here on Kaiser, coming down that hill, drops down the hill, hard braking into the chicane left and then flicking it right, getting a little bit squirmy, going to that corner very deep on the brakes here from Kaiser, losing the back end slightly as he goes over the top of the crest, coming through into the last few corners, hard on the brakes into the tight left-hand hairpin here. Car understeering very much so there. Glowing Gold doing a 22.5 as Kaiser just holds on to an exit slide there, which I thought he was going to lose. So good handling there from Kaiser, but I can't see that being any much more of an improvement this lap. Glowing Gold in 3rd place there. So a great lap there from Glowing Gold to put him into 3rd place as Hayden improves on his lap time but can't get any inroads on Tonkanon, who remains in pole position currently with only 2 minutes 40 seconds left of this session. So far we have Tonkanon in the lead still from Hayden, and Glowing Gold is only 0.8 of a second off of Tonkanon. So this grid quite tied together. As we know, these setups, these drivers cannot adjust any setups at all for this car. They can't adjust anything other than the traction control and brake balance, so it brings that field closer together. Ben Smith doing a 22.6 and stays in 4th place as we stay on board here with Glowing Gold going through the final sector. Going into the final corner now, a little bit of traffic ahead of him. Whether it's going to hold him or not, no, he gets out of the way nicely, but doesn't really get out of the way. Unfortunately, cuts right in front of him on the racing line there. So unfortunately, Glowing Gold may not improve on this one, unless he can get a bit of slipstream at the end here, but I'm not sure it's going to improve. It doesn't improve. So James H does a 24.6 there. So James H sitting in 11th place. Here he is going through turn 1 now. So James H getting very wide and onto the grass out of turn 1. So James H on a 24.6 currently. Super Wallow, not saying anything about Super Wallow this session. Super Wallow sitting here in 12th place with a 25.7. So Super Wallow running that lovely AlphaTauri livery here. Possibly one of the loudest cars to commentate on one of these as GTR Scrim takes a bit of a spin, ties back to the pit lane. Let's check out, see Tonkanon's through the first corner, so we'll come back. ADZ sets a 23.4, so good lap there from ADZ. Let's check in on Captain Colossus, see what he's doing rounding the final corner. So Captain's got one more shot at a lap here. He's got 50 seconds remaining, so whether he can get in another lap is up to him. He's got 60 seconds from the time on 0, does a 22.5, so he does move up to 4th place there, Captain, by a smidgen, by 0.026 seconds as a car off the track there. 0.26 seconds move into 4th place. Glowing Gold is only 0.078 seconds in front as Super Wallow does a 24.8, so a good lap there from Super Wallow, improving his lap time. As Captain Colossus now rounding that fast left-hander, as riding on the back of Captain Colossus now. down that hill, as you can see. Then we're going to go into a tight chicane using all the curb. We're going to see this rear view camera quite a bit tonight, I think, because I do like this rear view camera as Colossus coming into the tight hairpin now. So he's going to slam his brakes on wide to inside now. We're going to try and hug all that curb all the way round and use as much curb on the right. Goes very wide onto the grass, but he's still there or thereabouts. He shouldn't be too far off with that. It looks a bit scruffy towards the last part of the lap though, so I'm not sure he's going to do much. Flying Fat Lad has just joined us, and unfortunately qualifying has started, Flying Fat Lad, so the race will be missed by yourself. Unfortunately, we will have race 2, which is coming up very shortly, so don't go anywhere. But race 1 always tends to start around 8 o'clock time. It's now 2 minutes past 8, so we are running low on time. But been seen to me, Ben Smith does put himself up into 3rd place, as we were concentrating on Captain Colossus there. Ben Smith does a 22.4, so it puts him into 3rd place and drops Glowing Gold down to 4th. Captain Colossus in 5th. We have Handy Point in 6th there. But coming out on top, Tonkanon takes this pole position. I was about to say comfortably takes a pole position, but it wasn't a comfortable pole position by any means, because less than 0.4 of a second was Hayden. It may sound like a lot, but when the cars are so evenly matched, that's actually quite a small margin. So Hayden there in 2nd place, taking a nifty little spin. No problem, Flying Fat Lad. Unfortunately, we do have to start this race. So Hayden, Tonkanon 1st, Hayden 2nd, Ben Smith 3rd, Glowing Gold 4th. Captain Colossus was in 5th place in the end after that. So Tonkanon takes the 1 point for the pole position for race 1. So here we go for race 1 of the evening. This is going to be a 6-lap race with these GR2 cars. As we have 13 drivers on the grid, we will potentially have 14 drivers on the grid for the next race, with Flying Fat Lad joining us now. So we'll take these names off the screen. We are going to start race 1 of 5 of the evening. The lights are going red. They will go out to green, and we are underway for tonight's GR2 action. And a good start there from Hayden, getting off the line. A lot better than Tonkanon there. So Hayden's going to have the inside line now. Hayden taking the lead from Tonkanon, and up the inside now is Ben Smith on Tonkanon, pushing Tonkanon wide here. Everyone getting through comfortably as Tonkanon, bit of wheel bashing there from these two. Ben Smith now up to 2nd place, dropping Tonkanon down to 3rd. Glowing Gold and Captain Colossus and everybody following closely behind. Everyone looking for positions here, as just behind Captain Colossus defending from Handy Point, is going slightly wide there now. It's going to let Handy Point through potentially, but no, doesn't quite get it. But Hayden now at the lead now by 0.4 of a second, as Ben Smith looking to defend from Glowing Gold, who's up to 3rd position now. So Tonkanon goes from 1st to 4th in the space of half a lap, as just going a little bit on the inside of the curve, bringing the car around. Look, I was about to spin with Glowing Gold there, but not quite, as into the hairpin now. We've got a diving move there from Tonkanon, I believe that was. That was a great move there from Tonkanon. Let's go back and see that if we can. Look down the inside here, straight down the inside of Glowing Gold. So Tonkanon takes that position back, and a good move there from Tonkanon to take that, but they're still at it. Glowing Gold hasn't finished yet, as Glowing Gold has taken that 3rd place back. Captain Colossus went up to 4th place briefly and goes very wide, gets pushed out slightly there. Not sure what happened. We'll just have a quick look back and see what happens there, but it looks like he got slightly pushed. Colossus went around the outside, left Tonkanon room. Tonkanon's come back and just squeezed him wide. So Tonkanon just pushes Captain Colossus wide there. So a bit of argy-bargy there from Tonk, who just squeezes the captain out, and now he's having to find himself back in 5th place, fighting back a 2-second gap from Tonkanon there. ADZ now looking on the back of Captain Colossus there in 6th place. Super Wallow is up to 7th place from Super Wallow, so a great start there from Super Wallow, up to 7th place, fighting off Handy Point here, who's just behind him, looking on the inside, pushing wide, and a good move there from Handy Point, very forceful, but makes the move, gets it done. Super Wallow is potentially going to have another look, but just behind we have a battle here, as wow, that was close. That was a bit too close for my liking there. So we had Super Wallow here in the white car and just gets squeezed by the black car of Kaiser and loses 3 positions there. So unfortunately, Super Wallow pushed all the way back down there. Sorry for the replay action here, but currently up front, Hayden 1.1 second lead from Ben Smith, coming round to start his third lap now. So Hayden leading by 1 second. So we'll keep an eye on this gap between first and second, because it is down to 9/10 of a second now. So Ben Smith not quite finished at the front here, but looking behind now, we have Glum in Gold just behind, looking for a move on the inside. I thought Glum in Gold was going for it then. So currently on board with Ben Smith's rear bumper, and you can see in the background there Tonkanon in 4th place, who's desperately trying to make his positions back after starting in pole position. As you can see, Glum in Gold is edging closer and closer and closer. Is he going to make a move down the inside? Glum in Gold's looking for the inside there, side by side, coming into the fast left-hander. Glum in Gold's got the inside. Ben Smith's trying to hang it around the outside, but can't quite make it stick. And a great move there from Glum in Gold to go into 2nd place. Glum in Gold now having to defend from Ben Smith all the way through this lap, but not only Ben Smith, Tonkanon is right there looking to take both these drivers, but while these drivers are battling it out, it's giving Hayden a great opportunity to take an even bigger lead here. So it's out to 1.6 seconds. Down the inside goes Tonkanon on Ben Smith, as down the inside, and a good move, but slight wheel bashing there. He's not quite made it stick yet, but this is a tough corner to go too wide through, so this could end in tears. Ben Smith on the outside, one goes wide, Tonkanon goes very wide indeed, potentially getting a little nudge there from Ben from behind, and I knew going too wide through there is never a good idea, but Handy Pine nicely in 6th place here. ADZ in 7th place there, so good race there for ADZ. Kaiser there up to 8th place. As we change that camera view, as I can't stand that camera view when it follows the car that close in. High Snipes here, Little Manager in 9th place. Tequila here in 10th, we've not seen anything of Tequila here, so Tequila in 10th currently. Super Wallow dropped down to 11th place after that unfortunate incident there. I think it was with High Snipes potentially, could be wrong. No, it was 8th place, wasn't it? We've got GTI Scrim here running in 12th place, as James H rounding out the top 13, but further back we have Glum in Gold, who is in 2nd place. Ben Smith has now dropped to 4th place, so on board now with Glum in Gold. Looking back at Tonkanon, who's now, there's no point me letting you know what the gap is, you can visually see this gap here, and this is going to be a move for Tonkanon. He's not going to give up easily, but Glum in Gold has got his work out for him if he wants to keep this position. But Glum in Gold is looking like the man on a mission at the moment, because he's only 0.6 of a second away from Hayden. So whether something's happened to Hayden or not, as now we're on board with Hayden, you can see the gap. It was 1.6 seconds, it's now 0.8. So I expect Glum in Gold's going to take the fastest lap here, and he does, but Tonkanon takes him straight back with a 121.4. So Hayden getting caught very quickly here by Glum in Gold and Tonkanon, as Ben Smith has dropped back ever so slightly. As Glum in Gold goes wide, he's going off, he's on the grass, sparks from the back of the car, he's spun. Glum in Gold has just taken himself out of the race here for the podium spot. Captain Colossus goes past him in 4th place. That is so unfortunate for Glum in Gold. He was going so well. He just got wide onto the grass, he drops a wheel onto the grass, the back end comes out, he tries to hold it, sparks going everywhere. The car goes out and gets it back onto the track and loses positions down to 5th place. And what unfortunate there, so unfortunate there from Glum in Gold, who was looking like he was going to take away first up ever so quickly. And now that's given Tonkanon the easy option of a 2nd place. Thank you very much, Tonkanon says, and moves his way closer to Hayden. But Hayden looking really strong out here in 1st place at the moment with a 122.6. But we know Tonkanon last lap done a 121.4, so we'll look out for that on the final lap and see how close those two get. Captain Colossus there has been gifted the 4th place now, so Captain Colossus up to 4th place. Happy with that, I should think. Glum in Gold there, as we saw what happened in the last lap. Handy Pine in 6th place. No huge movers here at the moment. Everyone very, very close together. So going back up to 3rd, so this is actually the closest battle on track now. So looking behind, only 0.2 of a second behind, we have Tonkanon. Look how close Tonkanon is. This is the final lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to get super, super, super close now. Tonkanon is going to be pushing him all the way through here. There's a bit of bashing, a bit of a glitch there, but Hayden now defending on the inside. But he goes back to his racing line as Tonkanon will try down the inside here, but I'm not sure he's got enough grip on the curbs on the inside there. So He's going to have to look going into the final sector. I'm not sure there's a move on going down this hill. Very dangerous move to make, Darren, into the chicane here because it's such a fast chicane as Hayden goes slightly wide. Tonkanon is there. Hayden's got a little bit of connectivity issues there. Like I say, the car is moving around a little bit, but we're still... he's still there or thereabouts. And I thought Tonkanon would be looking down the inside there, but Hayden's just a bit too quick. We are going into 3 corners remaining now. So we've got the fast right, fast left, and then the final corner. So coming through into the second to last corner now as they hit the curves, trying not to run too wide. Tonkanon's just losing the back end there. I'm not sure he can do anything about Hayden now. Hayden looks like he's got the comfortable... I was going to say comfortable win. It's not a comfortable win at all. We got Tonkanon right on the back bumper of... Hayden, and I'm not sure there's much of a restraint now for Tonkanon. He does pull out. Who gets the win? It's going to be Hayden by 0.058 seconds. In third place, we have Ben Smith. Captain Colossus in fourth. Glowing Gold will be disappointed with that fifth place on what could have been. Handy Point here in sixth place. High Snipes in seventh. Kaiser in eighth place there. Good result from Kaiser. Tequila there in ninth place, making a position up from the last time we saw him. ADZ there in 10th place. Super Wallow comes home in 11th place with a few incidents in that race involving other drivers, unfortunately. GTR Scrim comes round the final corner now to make a 12th position, as looks like James H has retired from the session here. So James H will score the 13th place points for this round as GTR Scrim rounds out the final runners. Great racing there at the front, and really unfortunate there for Glowing Gold, who unfortunately drops himself down to 5th place. But a great result there from Hayden in this debut race of the GR2 event. So we will have a look at the race results and take a screenshot of that one. That was a good race. So screenshot taken. So if there's any incidents in the race that you want looking at, obviously, please, the way to protest this, you can send me a private message or a DM or a PM or whatever you want to call it on Discord through our Discord chat. Don't send it on the actual general chat or anything. Just send me a private message and what race and what incident and what lap it was, and we can go through it and have a look and see what's what, because there probably is a couple of incidents there which I'm sure some people will be aggrieved with. So anyway, back to the race results with Hayden in first, Tonkanon in second, Ben Smith in third. Round out your podium finishers. Captain Colossus there in fourth place, Glowing Gold in fifth, Handy Point sixth, High Snipes in seventh, Kaiser in eighth, Tequila ninth, ADZ there in 10th place, Super Waller in 11th, GTI Scrim in 12th, and James H was a non-finisher but will score the 13th place points, with Tonkanon with the fastest lap in the end with a 1:21.4. So we'll save those replays, ladies and gentlemen, if you want them saved. We will go to the next track tonight. I'll give you a couple of minutes to save the replays and finish off what you're writing. Let's have a look and check out race 2 of the evening. Race 2 is going to be Catalunya, and it's going to be a 5-lap race of Catalunya. So bear with me, I'll put myself on mute. I'm going to have a quick drink and I'll start this next race up for you now. Okay, so here we are at Catalunya, another circuit tonight which we don't see much of. So these drivers, I'm not sure how much they've practiced around here, but a circuit you don't see pop up many times in many leagues, I would say. So I personally absolutely love Catalunya, so it's nice to see it here in GT Sport, and it's nice to see ERN drivers attempting this race as well. And when I say attempting, it will be attempting, because I have seen some huge incidents at Catalunya in social lobbies, so let's hope that isn't the case here tonight. at eSports Racing Network. But nevertheless, racing is racing. These things happen, and let's see how we get on here at Catalunya, because it is a very well-known and infamous circuit here. Obviously, the testing ground for the Formula One cars as well. Catalunya, back in the day when Formula One drivers had no limit on testing, it was a fantastic sight to see when all the drivers would just go out and do all their private test sessions through the night. And old school Formula One days they were. So obviously, running through the comments, we have a few aggrieved drivers, I think, from the last race we just had. But again, these things happen. We will look at all these towards the end. Well done, guys. Great race, Ben Smith said. So it was a great race. Tequila saying he wants to skip this one. and this is what I was saying. There's a lot of drivers out there that absolutely hate the circuit, and there's drivers that love it. But I really love this circuit myself. Again, we have a lot of streams where we replicate the tracks over and over again. So I like to throw different tracks out there here and there. So hence the reason for Catalunya. Flying Fat Lad here in the Pennzoil GTR GR3. As we see Glowing Gold back out there with his Nissan Primera 1995. The fastest Nissan Primera I've ever seen, I must admit. And it's a super fast Nissan Primera, as you can see. It is a 1995 car, as you can see. Back in 95, they did design the most slick-looking cars, as you're looking at now. And if I tell you now, if they designed cars like this in 1995, can you imagine where we'd be now in 2021? But a 2016 car, this Motul Alltech. I said I wasn't going to say it again, and I promised I wouldn't, so let's not even attempt it. So Hayden out there on his fast lap now, so he is again one of the first drivers to leave the pit lane, so he will try and get the quick lap in straight away. The track is full up. Hayden does have to serve a penalty there, so we'll go back to him soon. GTR scrim. No one's got a lap time in at the moment, but they should be coming across the line any second now. There's a few drivers still sitting in the pit lane here, so whether they're not opting to qualify or get out for this particular moment, wait till the track's calmed down. The track is very, very spread out here. There's a lot of drivers that have spread themselves out, which is nice to see. As Hayden rounds the final corner, so let's see what sort of lap times we're looking around Catalunya in this GR2. A 1:36.0 here for Hayden, so just outside the 35-second border mark there, but I don't know if that's going to count because that was a slow down lap, so it hasn't come up on the leaderboard. It's classed as a fastest lap, which it isn't now because Glowing Gold takes himself now into that first place. So if you get any form of a slowdown in qualifying, the lap time will not count, so the drivers do have to be wary of this through the evening. As GTR Scrim as well doesn't put in a lap time. Yep, no lap time is up. So I was just checking. So yeah, if you get a slowdown, the lap time will not count, as Handy Pint crosses the line also potentially had a slowdown, but these lap times are not coming up here. It does say they've got them in, so I'm not entirely sure as to why. No, I think they are registering actually. It's just they're not coming up on my driver's menu on the right hand side there. So ignore everything I just said then. So we have Glowing Gold in first, Hayden in second place, 2 tenths behind. Ben Smith going across the line. We don't have any lap times. I've just realised we've no lap times coming up for us here. Hang on a sec. Okay, it shows you how tired I am, ladies and gents. We're in practice. Yeah, we're not in qualifying. All my days. This is how tired I am, and I'm human, okay? I'm commentating on like it's the actual qualifying session. Quali! Quali at 2. Okay. Apologies about that. If anyone's joined halfway through that and thought that was qualifying, it wasn't. It was just me being very tired. So, we're going qualifying in 2 minutes. So we'll just sit back and relax and watch the practice times coming in as we look at High Snipes here in 10th place. Little Manager in 10th place here. We've got Spoonhead in here, which sorry, Spoonhead, we're not accepting anybody else at this particular point, so apologies, Mr. Spoon. But it does say clearly on the label of the lobby, invite only event, so these things happen. So I think there's going to be quite a lot of slowdowns in this particular race, as we're going to start qualifying any minute now. There's going to be quite a few slowdowns, I think, as it's a very easy track to get slowdowns on. As we've seen already in practice. So Captain Colossus there just left the pit lane. We are 22 minutes past and we are going to start this qualifying, as we will just remove a driver that's just jumped in. Okay, qualifying is now about to begin. Everyone is in and ready to go. Flying Fat Lad is in for this one, so good to see Flying Fat Lad join us here for the second race of the evening. So welcome, Flying Fat Lad. We'll keep an eye for you out in qualifying as well, as we'll wait for drivers just to leave the pit lane before we go and spectate, as it's super loud when you're inside the pit lane and sitting behind the car there. So Leo Sayer saying thanks to James H for my livery in this race. So good old James H does it again. As Leo Sayer saying a big thank you to James H for his livery there. So who's got Freddy Krueger? Someone said. So I believe that might be Flying Fat Lad. No. Someone's got Freddy Krueger in here apparently. Good luck everyone, Ben says. And good luck to you, Ben, also. So this is actually qualifying this time round. Apologies for the practice there. I'm a little bit all over the place tonight, so I do apologise for that. But this is actually qualifying now. We have their drivers have just left the pit lane now. Leo's saying he has Freddy. We got to check this out. Let's see. Freddy Krueger, and here he is. This is Leo Sayer, Kaiser Sozo. So we have a Freddy Krueger. So James H creating this Freddy Krueger livery here. I tell you, James H is good on these old liveries. I don't know how he does it, really, to be honest. He must spend hours. He must spend more time making liveries than actually racing. But the amount of liveries this man pops out is incredible. So this is Kaiser's Freddy Krueger car there, taking a bollard with him. But as the Nightmare on Elm Street driver, the Nightmare on... Oh, look at the drift! Oh, look at the drift! Good drifting there from Kaiser. So this man here is the man that... Oh, look at these liveries. Boys, you've got to stop doing this. I've got to concentrate on the commentary. I can't keep dribbling over these liveries. Look at the BP Ultimate. That is fantastic. Oh, I love that. That's brilliant. So a brilliant livery there from James again. I could look at these liveries all day, as we have literally, drivers are on their fast laps now. So Captain Colossus was the first man out of the pit lane and onto his fast lap. So Captain Colossus will be the first driver to set a lap time going through the chicane now. The back end getting very twitchy into it and handling it very nicely here on this default setup, using all the curves here on the left hand side as he comes out of turn something, going into the tight left hand here. This is the second slowest corner on the circuit. The slowest corner of the circuit is the last corner, which is the chicane, going through the right hander now. So Captain Colossus very twitchy coming out the corner there with the rear stepping out over the sausage curves here, going into the slowest corner of the track now. This one here, the chicane. onto that sausage curb, which is a big no-no in racing, so hopefully that doesn't upset his car too much as Colossus is going to cross the line. We'll see what sort of lap time he does. A 35.3, so a good lap time there from Captain Colossus. If practice was anything to go by, it's a very handy lap time there from Captain, as Tonkanon and Hayden. So Hayden goes second quickest with a 35.4, just behind Captain Colossus in first place. Tonkanon in third place now with a 35.5, so only 2/10 separating the top three at the moment. High Snipes puts himself into fourth place there. Great lap time there from High Snipes. Ben Smith in fifth place. Currently we had a driver on the grass back there. Handy Pint sixth place. ADZ in seventh place. Tequila coming across the line in eighth. Flying Fat Lad is on the gravel. Super Wallow is rounding the first few corners, who is in 12th place at the moment. James H setting a lap time there. Glowing Gold. James H puts himself into a very handy position of a 9th place there. So a good lap time there from James H. As while we go to James H, very sketchy going through turn 2 there. So as James obviously doesn't like the livery he's done for Freddy Krueger, because he just gives him a bit of a punt up the rear. So as we are on board here with ADZ, viewing ADZ with a 38-second lap time here, so he still needs to find 3.4 seconds of lap time coming into the last sector. But in first place in the 34.8 is Glowing Gold, who has set the fastest lap half a lap ago, because he's right at the back of the grid with a nice gap there from everybody else. So Glowing Gold now finds himself half a second in front of Captain Colossus, who crosses the line and doesn't improve. Can Hayden improve in third place? Hayden crosses the line. Ben Smith crosses the line, goes quicker, doesn't improve. Same as Hayden, gets quicker but doesn't improve. Can Tonkanon improve at all? Tonkanon across the line does not improve. So drivers improving now are ADZ NPC, who's just done a 37.7. Going across the line now, we have Super Wallow with a 38.8. So Super Wallow there setting a good lap time. Tequila setting a 37.6. So Tequila crosses the line, making improvements on his position now, and puts himself up into 8th place. So Tequila now in 8th place with 37.6. So Tequila will be very pleased with that lap time and puts him well up there in the Pro-Am shout for this race win for the Pro-Am. So good lap there from Tequila. GTI Scrim there with a 140.6. So GTI Scrim crosses the line there, currently in 14th place. This man we've not seen very much of, the Flying Fat Lad in his Pennzoil, as someone goes very wide in the background there. That looks like Tequila. But Flying Fat Lad here, this is first race of the evening. This is race 2 of the evening, but this is Tequila's first. This is Flying Fat Lad's first race of the evening. So currently sitting in 12th place there for Flying Fat Lad, as Glowing Gold still leading the way on a 34.8, but rounding the final corner now, we have Captain Colossus, who's about to finish his lap time. Can he improve on a 35.3? He does not improve. Hayden and Ben Smith just behind need to both improve. Ben Smith's looking quicker this lap. Can Ben Smith go quicker? He doesn't go quicker. So showing how quick Glowing Gold's lap time was. No one's going quicker at the moment. So at the moment we have Glowing Gold. ADZ goes quicker, stays in 8th place though. We have Glowing Gold rounding into the final sector here. Let's see if we can get a forward facing shot here, which I'm not sure we can. I'm not sure how that works, but Flying Fat Lad does a 39.2, so Flying Fat Lad will remain in 12th place currently, so needs to find a little bit more time now with only 2 minutes 37 seconds remaining. Glowing Gold rounding the final sector now. Kaiser does a 37.5 in his Freddy Krueger car into the very tight line there, going a bit slower into this, and maybe he's just lining himself up for another flying lap because he went a bit slower into there than I would expect to see someone. So not sure Glowing Gold's going to improve on this lap round, but we will have a look just to make sure. No, yeah, so he was just lining himself up to do another flying lap, taking it nice and steady through the final corners there. So into the final corners here, only 0.036 seconds separate Captain Colossus from Hayden, as Captain Colossus pulls off the track to say goodnight to that qualifying session, as Hayden moves out the way for faster drivers behind him. starting another flying lap for Hayden, so he'll want to get this last lap in, as Colossus, I believe, is just parked on the side of the track there, so maybe he'll be waiting for the last few seconds. Ben Smith says fast lap time, moves himself into 4th place, so a good lap time there for Ben Smith with a 35.5, so Ben Smith moving himself up to 4th place. Be very happy with that, with this wonderful livery they're running in memory of apologies, I've forgotten the name, in memory of Ben Pegram, apologies, who sadly passed away. So good livery here in memory of Ben. That Ben Smith is running here, who is sitting in 4th place. So again, we saw Glowing Gold rolling up to a fast lap here into the final sector, so this will be a quicker lap potentially for Glowing Gold, who is 0.5 of a second faster than the rest of the field. He's going very deep, cutting across the second part of the chicane there, so that's going to be a slowdown potentially, and this will not be a faster lap, but he hasn't got, yes, he has got slowed. He's got 0.5 of a second slowdown, so he won't improve this lap, as unfortunately just messed that last corner up for Glowing Gold, and might have been on a fast lap there. Is in the background going very wide was one of the drivers, and potentially was Handy Point there. Another driver running the Ben Pegram livery here, as we see Handy Point here going through the final sector, through the final chicane, trying to get these curves, these horrible sausage curves right. Hit them wrong in these cars, they can really send you all which ways. So going across the line, Handy Point, and will he improve? Tonkanon improves to a 35.4 and doesn't improve. Tonkanon puts himself up into 4th place, so Ben displaces Tonkanon. Tonkanon displaces Ben, 4th place, with only a few seconds remaining for drivers to finish off their lap times. So Tonkanon getting a lap time in right at the end there, as I'm not sure anybody else can improve. We have drivers still improving. Actually, we have Tequila on a hot lap here, so Tequila still looking for extra time in 10th place, only 1/10 off of Kaiser. Can he take away the 9th place? He can't take away the 9th place, and that will be your grid standings. Glowing Gold takes the pole position, so a great pole position from Glowing Gold, and probably his first for a long time here at ERN, so good to see Glowing Gold there taking a pole position. Captain Colossus there in 2nd place, a fantastic session there for Captain, and Hayden takes the 3rd place away from Tonkanon, Ben Smith, High Snipes, Handy Pine, ADZ, Kaiser, Tequila, the Flying Fat Lad, the Super Wallow, James H in 13th, and GTR Scrim in 14th place. So race 2 pole does go to this man, Glowing Gold. And a great lap that was indeed, because I didn't see him improve on that one flying lap throughout the whole session, so that must have been a hell of a lap that he put in there for himself. As hopefully I can keep it pointing in this race, Glowing Gold said, so we'll hope for you, because you definitely deserved a bit better than 5th place in that first race. So good luck to Glowing Gold in this one. Let's hope he can finish where he feels he belongs. And good luck to the rest of the field in this race. So here we go. This is your grid for race 2. And good luck to everyone here at Catalunya for 5 laps of GR2. Race 2 of 5 this evening. We have Glowing Gold leading the way. We have Captain Colossus locking out the front row here. Let's see how these drivers get on into turn 1. A notorious horrible corner for all the drivers to go into turn 1, so we're going to have to look at it, but it is a really long drive down to the first corner, so it's a long old straight, but Captain Colossus gets off the line terribly there and almost gets done by Tonkanon straight away. As we can see, Glowing Gold takes a great start, but Tonkanon has taken the 2nd place off of Captain Colossus, as through the first corner here, everyone really struggling. We've got a spinner here. We have a spinner. That is Kaiser. Kaiser has spun out here. I'm not sure what happened here, but he's just got boxed in at the same time. There's nothing he could have done. A bit of a racing incident there, but Kaiser just got boxed. and not much anything could have been done there, but Glowing Gold is in first place, Tonkanon in second, Hayden in third, Ben Smith fourth. Captain Colossus has dropped to fifth place, but does make that position straight back there. So Captain Colossus goes back up to fourth place here, as trying to get some of that lost seconds off the start line there for Captain, going a little bit wide there. Ben Smith's going to try and help Captain and try and catch these two. So if Captain Colossus and Ben Smith could work together, they can work together to catch these drivers ahead of them, as Hayden looking on Tonkanon up front, but not quite doing it, as they all filter through fairly nicely here. Is the BP car there in the background getting a bit leery. Something's happened to my keyboard here. Accidentally pressed the cam box button as we go very wide. Some drivers, as we just literally looking at Tequila, takes too much of the gravel and just sends it wide and goes straight across the other side of the circuit there. Super Wallow just gives him a little shove onto the gravel there and just spins out Tequila. So very unfortunate there from Tequila, but down in the first straight here we have Glowing Gold with a 1.4 second lead into turn one. We have Tonkanon in second place for Hayden, Captain Colossus and Ben Smith. So drivers staying relatively where they are, as Tonkanon's serving a slowdown at the moment, so Tonkanon's going to have to serve this slowdown. But further back the field we have Handy Point here in seventh place, trying to make a move on High Snipes. So Handy Point looking to make his way further up the grid, as he will definitely feel like he's got some more pace in him, so he'll definitely want to be making a move past High Snipes at some stage. But High Snipes is no easy customer to overtake, proven in the past that he's got great defensive skills and can take it to these drivers who are consistently in the top three here. As ADZ here in 8th place, serving a 1 second penalty currently, so he'll need to try and get rid of that on lap 2 at the moment of 5, so he's got 3 more laps to try and get rid of that penalty. Super Wallow here in 9th place. James H in the background has got himself up to 10th place, so a good race here from James H, with Kaiser just behind him here in 11th place. So on board here with James H, going through the tight left-hander of that hairpin there, and Kaiser behind, looking like he's struggling a little bit for the front end of that car. Turning goes very deep on the brakes, and Kaiser nearly hits the back of James, but luckily finds enough of that pedal to slow that car down as James just cuts across the final part of that chicane there. You could see how close Kaiser was there to whipping the back end of James round. He's going to get a lovely draft on James now going down the straight. James doesn't serve any sort of penalty for that last corner there, so he's doing okay without getting any penalties at the moment. But Kaiser's going to look down the inside. Is Kaiser going to make a move the inside for 10th position here? Kaiser's looking for the inside. James defended very well, but they are side by side. James does enough to hold off the attack from Kaiser for another lap. Glowing Gold currently 1.5 seconds in the lead now, so Glowing Gold doing a great job here in first place, but Tonkanon is reeling him in ever so slowly, but I'm not sure it's enough. But Tonkanon really needs to find some extra horsepower if he's going to try and catch the back end of Glowing Gold here, because we've got 2 laps remaining, so he's going to have to find something in him if he wants to catch him. But he is catching him ever so slightly, as now the gap is now down to 1.3 seconds. It just dipped into 1.2 seconds this lap when it was up to 1.6, so we'll keep an eye on the battle for the lead here, as Hayden was serving a penalty there, and Captain Colossus has caught the back of Hayden now. So Captain Colossus, Hayden's car is very all over the place at the moment, so we will just jump off that camera view. Looks like Hayden's got a few internet issues here. His car's sort of jumping all over the place, and it's the only car on track that's doing it, so hopefully that's not upsetting Colossus too much trying to make a move. I know it's very difficult to make a move when you've got a car ahead that's having a few lagging issues, but Captain now right on the back of Hayden, only 0.2 of a second behind. He's going to have a huge slipstream down the straight. Can Captain Colossus look down the inside to take top 3 position? Not yet. He's still got another lap in him, so Captain Colossus will definitely be looking to take away 3rd place and that final podium stop off Hayden. He still has 2 laps remaining, so he's got plenty of time to try and get this done if he can stay on the back of Hayden there. Ben Smith there in 5th place with a healthy lead over High Snipes and a healthy lead over Handy Pint, who has a 1 second penalty. Going back to this battle here in 10th place, just as I joined, we had GTR Scrim. We had Kaiser going down the inside of James H. As side by side they were going through the first corner. James just got a bit leery on the accelerator, which allowed Kaiser just to go through, but side by side into turn 1 and turn 2 there. Great action there from these two. And now Kaiser will go on board with Kaiser to see what James can do. As Kaiser goes wide and just gives James the position back again. So these two swapping positions through very small mistakes. James takes a very tight line and Kaiser takes an extremely wide line. And just thank you very much, says James. And James takes that position straight back off him for 10th place. So a top 10 position there for James at the moment. Going back to the lead now is 1 second. So the gap has come down ever so slightly, but Glowing Gold is really holding his own here, and unless Tonkanon can find some sort of shortcut coming through onto the final lap now, I'm not sure Tonkanon can find another hole. He needs to find an entire second and pass Glowing Gold at the same time, as we have drivers battling behind as Hayden is trying to defend from Captain Colossus and pulling to the inside. Not sure there's any room here for Captain to go down the inside, which there's no room. Captain doesn't think about it. We'll stay with this battle here for 3rd place, because this is a good battle here, as Captain Colossus does have a 1 second slowdown though, so Captain needs to get past and pull a second if he's to try and take 3rd off Hayden. So unfortunately Captain may look like he's going to stay where he is for the race finish, because he's got a horrible penalty to serve, whereas Hayden doesn't. So even if Captain passes Hayden, he's still going to come in 4th place. So maybe Captain may sit there and cut his losses and think, well, I'm 3.5 seconds ahead of Ben Smith. I'll take the 4th place tonight. Let's just serve this penalty and get out of this situation and move on to race 3. So Captain Colossus trying not to rack up any more penalties. All he needs to do is keep it on the track and take that 4th place and stay there. But up front we have Glowing Gold, 0.7 of a second now. Hard on the brakes is Tonkanon, looking... He's caught him up so much. He was so hard on the brakes there. He's just literally caught 0.3 of a second into one corner there. He's 0.4 of a second behind. Surely Tonkanon has got no time to make the move now. There's 0.6 of a second. Glowing Gold has to keep it on track here and just bring it home to the end, because Tonkanon, he's going very wide though. He's not going to cut the... Just don't cut the corner and you'll be fine, Glowing Gold. Glowing Gold is going to come round the final corner on what was a close race. I think one more lap and Tonkanon would have had him, but Glowing Gold takes the win for race 2. Tonkanon comes home in 2nd. Hayden comes home in 3rd, with Captain Colossus in 4th. Ben Smith coming home in a solid 5th place there. High Snipes in 6th. Handy Pie in 7th. ADZ, good result there from ADZ coming through to take this 8th place away. Super Wallow, James H and Kaiser, the battle that was great. This was a great battle through the race. Caught a few moves in a few instances. James H coming home to take a top 10. James will be pleased with that, with a top 10 finish there, with Kaiser in 11th place. Flying Fat Lad in 12th place, coming across the line now to take that 12th place. And GTR Scrim there in 13th place. We did lose one driver. Tonkanon got the fastest lap in that one, so Tonkanon takes the extra point in that race, and a good race there. And I'm sure all those drivers, Tequila did not finish unfortunately, I'm sure all those drivers will be glad to get that race out the way. So a great result there from Glowing Gold and a good win, and congratulations to him on race 2 victory there at Catalonia. Race 3. We will move to Interlagos, but first of all we will just look at the race results. Take a quick screenshot of that one, as well as Tequila and GTI. So in first place for race 2 we had Glowing Gold, just 2.5 tenths in the end away from Tonkanon. So Tonkanon really pulled back 0.8 of a second in one lap there. So Glowing Gold and Tonkanon coming home in 1st and 2nd place. Hayden taking that 3rd place there away from Captain Colossus, who unfortunately looked like he was going to make a move for 3rd place, but then had to serve this 1 second penalty. So Colossus there sticking in 4th place, cutting his losses and accepting the 4th place is the best he could probably get out of that one. So Colossus will probably be a bit disappointed with that one, I should think, as he did qualify 2nd, was looking good for the win there. But so Colossus there in 4th place. Ben Smith there held in 5th place, and I believe Ben stayed in 5th place for the majority of the race here. Let's just have a look. I think Ben stayed where he was. Yeah, he started 5th and finished 5th. So Ben Smith overtook Colossus in lap 1, but then moved back down to 5th. So High Snipes there in 6th place. Handy Pint in 7th place there. ADZ in 8th. Super Wallow in 9th position there. Good result from Super Wallow. James H, solid 10th position there for James H, and a good result. Some great battling there with 11th place Kaiser there. Kaiser having a great battle with James. Caught quite a bit of that on the broadcast there, and a few replays. So that was great to see. Some good battling there further down the field. Flying Fat Lad there for his first race of the evening tonight with us in 12th. GTI Scrim in 13th and Tequila in 14th. And the fast lap goes to Tonkanon with a 1:34.8. So Bill, feel free to save these replays if you need them. Congratulations to everyone. We will go to race 3, and after race 3 we'll have a quick 10-minute break. I won't forget this time. Now, if you didn't like this circuit, you won't like the next one. Well, I certainly don't, and it is Interlagos. Okay, so here we are, Interlagos for race 3 of 5 races tonight. This is going to be a 6-lap race round here. It's quite a short track. I'm not sure 6 laps will be enough, but that is what we are running tonight, so it will be a 6-lapper. We'll give these drivers a few minutes for a practice session, and then we'll throw out the qualifying there before we move on to the race. So just going through some YouTube comments here. Captain Colossus says Glowing Gold is on full form. He is on full form. Glowing was going absolutely solid in that one. Hopefully I can keep the points in the right direction. That's right. That was before the race. Good luck, boys, says Hayden. And after the race, James Hatch said, I actually love that track from the F1 games. Yep, and that's kind of why I picked it. It's a very nostalgic circuit for me. Catalonia there, so I couldn't agree more there, James. Great racing, guys. Nice one, Ben, says Coldeb. And Ben Smith said, hi, Colin, hope you're enjoying the show. And I hope everyone else is enjoying the show as well. And just to note, I am extremely tired tonight, so I may not sound like I've got full oomph like I did in the mini championship, but I am trying. So let's go to track and see who's about and what's going on. We will just put a text out there saying, what time are we now? Let's check. Let's start this on a particular time. So, quali in 6 minutes. So we'll start the qualifying at 6 minutes time. The next livery is Way Off the Samurai. Hang on a sec, what's it? Well done, guys. Super Wallow, AZ. Leo Sayer says the next livery is the Way of the Samurai. Left side meets his lover on the right side, leaves to fight, and she knows he won't return. And James says no Murray Danes tonight then. Maybe, maybe not. It depends what sort of excitement you give me here, James. You never know. But I'm not sure anything can quite beat the Super Pole qualifying from the minis last week. That was quite something special. So, Handy Pint on track here, as exploring the extremities of the tarmac here at Interlagos. Flying Fat Lad in this Pennzoil GTR. This Pennzoil car reminds me a bit of an old, I want to say NASCAR. There was a NASCAR with a Pennzoil NASCAR potentially. I don't know. There might even be now, but nice livery. This it's an old school. That's what it is. This Pennzoil one was one of the first liveries I remember using in GT Sport when the first GT Sport ever came out. When the first GT Sport came out on PlayStation 1, not GT Sport, Gran Turismo, sorry. PlayStation 1, Gran Turismo, and I remember this livery on there. And I remember it being a really nice car to drive. That's where I remember it, not a NASCAR. James H saying, my last race livery should do the trick. It's also your gift livery. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay, we'll keep an eye out on that then. GTI Scrim there, out on circuit. Tequila there. Sorry, that was Super Wallow. Tequila there, just pulled over to the side of the circuit. Super Wallow there in his AlphaTauri GTR. Everyone seems to be either chilling on track or getting the laps in. High Snipes there. Mr. Little Manager. Kaiser here in yet another livery here for Kaiser. So the old samurais, last of the samurais, I believe he said. What did he say? He said next livery, way of the samurai. Left side meets his lover, right side no, he's not coming back. So this is another livery. So we know Kaiser likes his liveries, and this is another one as he's drifting. This is how Kaiser practices. He likes to drift. He likes to drift in a new livery to show it off. This is the practice Kaiser does for race 3. So he's trying to drift again. So nice to see Kaiser out here in the GR2 in his Samurai. So careful you don't take anyone out though there, Kaiser. People are practicing. So as we see Tonkanon here in the Tonkanon here in his Peters. I've seen him run this livery quite a few times. He's got the Dutch flag on the front with the Peters thingy on the side. I can't quite read that as it flies past me. He's going to auto repairing or something. So Tonkanon tends to run this one quite a lot. James H running the BP Ultimate car again. This is just such a nice livery. James, you might have to send this livery to me in some way or another because this is a lovely livery. I might have to take a few photos. Actually, don't, because I can take a few photos from here. Anyway, let's get this session underway ever so soon, as we'll let the drivers have a couple more minutes out there. We've got 2 more minutes until qualifying begins. I'm just going to put myself on mute for 2 minutes while I run to my fridge and get myself a beer, and I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. We'll just put a 30-second warning. Okay, 30 seconds to qualify. Get this one up and running. I do hope everyone's enjoying the stream here tonight. Leave us a comment, let us know you're watching. I know a lot of the drivers are watching here. If anyone here is watching this stream that isn't racing tonight, who is just watching it for the sheer love of it, then please leave a comment, let us know you are here. I know Coldeb is here. Coldeb89, welcome along and welcome to eSports Racing Network, where I believe you are supporting Ben Smith here tonight. So let's get the session underway. We'll make sure no one's in here that shouldn't be in, and we will get going with this one, which we will now. Let's start this qualifying off. So we have 15 watching the stream at the moment. We have everyone in the lobby. Fantastic. Everyone is ready. Good luck, says Hayden. Good luck to everybody else in this qualifying session here. As everyone leaving the pit lane now. As we're just on the back of Ben Smith currently. as I can't quite get away from this car. There we go. We are there, and qualifying is underway now, so everyone's going to try and find some space as Hayden wants to look to get past what he feels is a driver potentially slower, but in Kaiser's right of mind, he doesn't want to move out of the way, because why should he? As Kaiser has every right to be there, as well as Hayden, but Hayden does find a way past. So Hayden now has a clear track ahead of him. So Hayden will be the first across the line as he drifts around the corner, but unfortunately trying to get past Kaiser so quickly has now hindered him. So now he has to wait for the entire field behind to overtake him, as he's got Flying Fat Lad just behind him now, trying to find some space. And this is a tricky circuit actually, not to hold anyone up, because there's so many corners, so many tight, slow flowing corners. There's no real opportunity to, if someone spins ahead of you, there's no real opportunity to avoid them. So and it happens so quickly because there's a couple of blind corners and blind braking summits on this circuit towards the end of the sector, which are really, really tricky. But Kaiser does go across the line to start his first flying lap, and unfortunately he has someone right behind him. It looks like that of Andy Pine. So these two don't really want to be less close to each other during the qualifying session. There is only 8 minutes left of the qualifying session, so they're going to have to find some space, these two drivers, as everyone now, I believe, is on track, as Kaiser does the right thing and just lets Andy Pine go. So unfortunately this lap has been sacrificed by both of them, so they're both not going to get very good laps. But if they keep fighting like this, there's going to be no chance of any lap times from either of these drivers. So Kaiser is now just giving that to Andy Pine, as Andy Pine desperately wanted that position back to try and get a lap in. So let's go to James H, this man here in the BP car. So James H has just started his flying lap. He's rounded the second corner, so he's going down the back straight into a really hard braking left-hander, and this is where it goes downhill very wide there from James. So this will be a slowdown, and he'll have to serve that. And behind him, flashing his lights, is Little Manager. That would be High Snipes, I believe. High Snipes desperately trying to get past. These cars do have a lot of understeer, as you can see. If you don't slow the car down way before your corner where you should be braking, then you just get a lot of understeer. The lap time's now starting to roll in, as your current drifter is Tonkanon, who is currently your pole sitter as well. Flying Fat Lad there does a great lap time there from Flying Fat Lad with a 25.4. So Flying Fat Lad is sitting in second place. Tequila in second now, takes that away from him. We have Captain Colossus here rounding the final corner, as drivers all posting their lap times now. So Captain Colossus will want to keep this streak of top 5 starts tonight, and he's going very well in these cars here tonight. So let's see what Captain can do. I do know this isn't one of his best circuits. It's not one of his favourites. He doesn't enjoy this circuit that much, but sitting in third place now with a good lap of 23.884. It's not a bad start for Captain there, with 6 minutes remaining on the clock. Tequila in 6th place. We've not seen much of Tequila tonight, so we'll have a look at Tequila and see what he can do, as Glowing Gold says 24.3 currently. And these cars looking like they do not like Interlagos round here, with a lot of understeer going on in these cars. So Tequila here in 7th place, only 1/10 off of Super Wallow here in the Pro-Am. So as he comes up to the final corners, Handy Pine goes third quickest for Handy Pine, a 23.7 there for Handy Pine, so a good lap there. So a much better showing there from Handy Pine to get that lap in. So Handy Pine just been displaced by Hayden there in third, so Handy Pine drops down to 4th position now. Let's see what Tequila can do in 9th place, see if he can improve his lap time. Cross the line now, doesn't improve. So currently we have Tonkanon in 1st place with 6/10 of a second lead, as ADZ goes 7th place. So a good lap here from ADZ with a 24.4, very close to Glowing Gold here. So very good lap here from ADZ, as High Snipes now does a 124.2 and moves himself up into 6th place. So High Snipes there in 6th place as all the lap times. James H does a 26.0. Captain Colossus moves himself into 3rd place. A good lap from Captain Colossus, does go very wide there. So great lap there, 23.3 from Captain Colossus, but still out front is Tonkanon. Here is Ben Smith now. So Ben Smith coming round turn 3. So Ben 0.6 of a second off of Tonkanon. So let's stay with Ben for this lap and see how he does going into turn 5 now for Ben, as they just roll slightly uphill here, get to the top of the crest on this blind corner, hard on the brakes into the right-hander, using as much curb as possible. And they'll start going downhill now, turning left. It's a double apex here as he turns left, using all the curb on the right. Now this is a blind corner, you can't see the apex of this corner. He'll turn right, you'll see the apex now, hit the apex, start climbing back down the hill to a fast left-hander, which you've got to lift ever so slightly for as you get too much understeer. Use all the curb on the right-hand side, and then hard on the brakes at the 50 marker, turning left, 3rd gear round here, and then straight up the gearbox, back up to 6th gear, get as much speed as possible, all the way to the finish line to see if Ben Smith can improve on his lap time of a 1:23.2. He needs to find 0.6 of a second on Tonkanon. There's a big gap to find, a big chunk, but Captain Kloss is only 1/10 of a second behind his back. High Snipes, Ben Smith does improve, but doesn't quite get the 22-second lap time he needs. He's 0.4 of a second off of Tonkanon at the moment, as High Snipes does a 1:23.7, so High Snipes improves his lap time, but stays in that 7th position there. So further down the field we have the Flying Fat Lad here, only 2.8 seconds separating the entire field pretty much. So Flying Fat Lad here on a 25.4, so Flying Fat Lad is coming round the final few corners now, so we'll see, with only just under 3 minutes now remaining of this session, they should all get another 2 laps in from now on. If they're coming across the line now, they'll get another couple of laps each to set their lap times. They've still got time, so anything can change at the top. And also Tonkanon, as I say, anything can change at the top. Tonkanon goes even faster with a 22.5, so Tonkanon there does go quicker and puts the pressure on. Flying Fat Lad does improve to a 25.0 and goes into 9th position, so a good lap there from Flying Fat Lad, moving himself up 3 positions there, so he'll be very, very happy with that one. As who we got round in the last corner, we have ADZ here coming round down the start and finish line, trying to improve on a 24.4. Can he improve? No, he can't improve. Can anyone behind him improve? No one behind improves just this second. Yes, Tequila improves. Tequila moves himself up into 8th place, so a good lap there from Tequila. So he puts himself into 8th place now, so displaces Fat Lad and puts him down to 10th. So Tequila making some good inroads there, only 1.6 seconds off of the pole position lap time, which is not much at all. Glowing Gold goes into 2nd place. The Glowing Gold once again showing how much he's worth and putting it into 2nd place, showing some incredible pace here, Glowing Gold. So is this the man that now can take this 0.3 of a second pole position gap off of Tonkanon? He's got 1 minute 32 seconds remaining to try and take this pole position away from Tonkanon. Ben Smith is still out there. Captain Colossus is in the pit lane. High Snipes is in the pit lane, so they're not going to continue in this session. So Ben Smith and Glowing Gold and potentially Hayden. Hayden isn't obviously very happy with the way things are going out there, because he's 1.2 seconds off as Kaiser's at a 24.4. Good lap time for Kaiser. Hayden does improve but stays in 5th. So Hayden will want to be higher, but he can't grumble too much because it's less than a second off of pole. So doing well there, Hayden, in 5th place, but won't be overly happy with that 5th place. Ben Smith here in 3rd, rounding the final turn now, going down the straight, 23.0. Ben needs to find 2/10 of a second on Glowing Gold. Can he improve? Super Wallow improves. Super Wallow goes quicker with a 24.6, so a good lap there from Super Wallow. Super Wallow will sit there in 11th place, and there he is, as Glowing Gold now coming down the final straight, as there's only 30 seconds remaining, so these drivers may have time to get another lap in. They do have another time. Can he get a better lap time in? He doesn't get a better lap time. Unfortunately for Glowing Gold, this is his final lap now, so Tonkanon's still on track. He still hasn't pitted. He thinks he could potentially go quicker, but with a wide line now on the grass, I'm not sure that's going to be the quickest line, but Tonkanon's still thinking he can get more time out of this, so maybe he's a bit upset that Glowing Gold's too close to him, so he needs to stay out there just in case Glowing Gold is hugging the wall. This is going to be a better lap from Tonkanon, and it is a 1:22.4. You could tell it was going to be a better lap the way he was hugging that wall there. As we catch up with Ben Smith and co. We have Kaiser crossing the line in 9th place, so Kaiser comes home in 9th place with this one. driver crossing the line has not improved ahead. ADZ in 10th is looking to improve on this lap. We have Glowing Gold out there now, but he's not going to improve, gone very wide. But Ben Smith now down the straight, hugging the wall. Can Ben Smith improve? Can he go to second place? No, but does improve to a 23. ADZ gets a good lap time in and puts himself in 8th place, but can't quite get Glowing Gold for second place. So anybody else on the circuit? We have one more driver crossing the line now. If I can find him in time, I'm not sure I can get to him on time. I do apologise, I don't know where he is. We have one driver out there. That is Glowing Gold, who I was looking for, but unfortunately he has ruined his lap as we saw. So Glowing Gold will be the last one across the line, but won't improve, unfortunately, on this lap, and had a second penalty slow down anyway. So that will be your grid. Tonkanon takes the pole position for this race and displaces Glowing Gold and stops Glowing Gold taking 2 poles in a row. And if I can find my invisible pen. So Tonkanon takes the pole position from Glowing Gold by 0.3 of a second. And Ben Smith just behind there, 2.5 seconds. 2.5 tenths will be Ben Smith in the top 3 there. Captain Colossus 0.9 of a second with another second behind. In 5th place was somebody else I didn't quite see, but we'll give you the rundown of the grid right now from 4th place. 4th place, Captain Colossus. In 5th place we have Hayden, Handy Pint, High Snipes, ADZ, Tequila, Kaiser, Super Wallow, Flying Fat Lad, James H and GTR Scrim, all lined up on the grid and ready to go for race 3 of this evening. Who's going to get away quicker this time? Can Tonkanon get a better start for race 3? We're going to find out any second now as green lights go on, and it is a much better start there from Tonkanon, and a huge wheel spin there from Glowing Gold, which hasn't helped him too much, but he has managed to get the Captain Colossus now down the inside of Glowing Gold there, as I was trying to get the cameras right there, but sorry, that was yes, that was Captain Colossus down the inside of Glowing Gold, but Glowing Gold has managed to just hold on to second place for now, as Hayden in 4th place is getting attacked from all which ways from Ben Smith and Handy Pint. So Ben Smith and Handy Pint working together with their liveries up front, as we have Captain Colossus now. He's dropped to 5th place. He's got a bit of a penalty there. He's going to have to serve it, try and serve it early on. The best time to serve a penalty is these first few laps of the race, because everyone's bunched up. It's further behind. ADZ there in 10th place, trying to get past Kaiser there in 9th place. We have Super Wallow there in 11th, James H in 12th, Flying Fat Lad, and we have a driver off. We have a driver off. That is Tequila again. Unfortunately, Tequila, that is what's happened here to Tequila. Tequila, he surely hasn't lost it on his own again. He might have just dropped it. He has. Unfortunately, he just dropped it on his own. So Tequila moving right down the pack there. So Tonkanon having a 1.5 second lead. Glowing Gold there in 2nd, Hayden in 3rd. Ben Smith there in 4th place for Ben Smith. So a good start from Ben, moving up a position there, as Captain Colossus has dropped back. So not sure what's happened here to Captain, but he's dropped back to 8th and drives straight past 2 cars in 1 corner. So Captain back up to 6th place. So having a bit of a nightmare here for Captain Colossus. But going back to the action here, we'll go on board with Hayden here. So on board with Hayden, looking back at Ben Smith now. So Ben Smith, the driver, is just behind him and going into turn 3 now. Very smooth there from Ben, looking really smooth. Hayden trying to keep Ben behind, and Ben's an extremely fast driver who's not shy of making a darting aggressive move and making it stick. But Ben is a very good customer in these races and knows exactly how to put these drivers under pressure. As you can see, Ben trying to get late on the brakes to put Hayden under pressure to try and stop him making a move, as Ben gives us a little flash of the lights, as I think he knows we're talking about him now, as we're going through the tightest section of the circuit now, as this is the slowest corner of the track, going through here now into the left-hander, which is going to be a fast left-hander, as Hayden himself is now trying to get past Glowing Gold. So with Tonkanon pulling out that lead, Glowing Gold's got a lot of pressure behind him to try and keep Hayden at bay. As now on board with Glowing Gold, you're going to see Hayden getting the big slipstream on lap 2. Is he going to send him to the inside or outside? He sends him to the inside, but Glowing Gold doesn't quite make the defensive move early enough. Now Glowing Gold's left the inside door open. Hayden looks to the inside. He's going to get the move done, and a good move there from Hayden, but Glowing Gold doesn't give it up yet. goes back to the inside. Now Ben Smith's all over the back. This is great racing from these three. As you can see, Glowing Gold now looking back down the inside, but he's going to have slipstream. But he's going to have to defend from Ben Smith. But Ben Smith's very calm customer. He'll sit there and wait for these two to slip up, and Ben will then suddenly pounce on these two, which he's looking at doing now. But High Snipes just behind this lot as well. As you can see, High Snipes is sitting comfortably behind Ben Smith, who's now alongside the outside of Ben Smith. High Snipes looking for that tight line coming out of turn 4, but can't find it. So Ben's got a lot of attention behind him, but also needs to keep a lot of pressure on Glowing Gold up front. So Hayden currently in second place with Glowing Gold in third. This is your man Ben Smith in fourth place. Further down the field, we have Captain Colossus in 6th, trying to make inroads on High Snipes. He's 1.7 seconds off High Snipes. So Captain Colossus will try and make some inroads, and he is catching these lots. So if these guys keep battling, Colossus will be on the back of these drivers before you know it. He's now taken another 1/10.5 out of these drivers ahead. So we'll keep an eye on this man, Captain Colossus, and see if he can make anything impossible turn to possible towards the end of this race. Hayden now pulling a 4/10 of a second gap as they all streaming into that first corner. Line astern, but decent gap from all. Got ADZ there in 7th, Handy Point in 8th place, Kaiser in 9th place, trying to fend off Super Wallow. So on board with Kaiser now. You can see Super Wallow only 6/10 of a second behind in 10th place. So Kaiser needs to be checking his mirrors. He's got a decent 3 seconds to catch up front for 8th place. So as long as he can keep it on track, he does go wide. Kaiser goes slightly wide, but so does Super Wallow behind. So Super Wallow's chance was just there, as Super Wallow takes the exact same line pretty much as Kaiser, and both, I should think, have to serve a bit of a penalty there, as Super Wallow, not going as wide, has avoided that penalty. So Super Wallow not taking much out of that mistake by Kaiser, but the Flying Fat Lad here in 11th place, just behind, trying to catch these two to get himself into that top 10 position. GTI Scrim here in 12th place, and Tequila trying to make his way back through the pack from that unfortunate spin he had with James H here going across the grass at the back there in 14th place. But trying to keep this car in check is one thing around this track, and a very tricky car to handle, especially around Interlagos. But going back to second place, they're all in the same positions as they were before, but we have a position change of that of Ben Smith. Ben Smith has moved himself up to third place and now finds himself battling second place Hayden, as Ben is got a huge slipstream, but he's not going to use it just yet. We're on lap 5 of 6. Down the inside, looked like Glowing Gold was going to go for Ben Smith there. Didn't quite make it, but Glowing Gold looked like he was diving for the inside of Ben Smith just then. Very late on the brakes. Look at this. Whoa, just missing the back end of Ben Smith. So luckily Ben Smith saw that coming and got his nose into that chicane. Oh, Glowing Gold's gone down the inside. Very aggressive move there from Glowing Gold. We're going to go back on that and have a look in a minute once this plays out and see how this, but Ben holds that position. It's going back to that move now. We had... it was a bit too early. They're still battling on, but going into that corner, we had a lunge from Glowing Gold from behind here. So going through into the tight sector, Ben goes slightly wide. Glowing Gold just behind, absolutely sent it on the inside, gave Ben a little push, and then they both ended up getting back to the same position. So Ben Smith still here in third place, Glowing Gold in fourth, but Captain Colossus has dropped back down to 8th again. So unfortunately that charge that Captain Colossus had on the top 5 is now dissipated because something has happened, and he was on his own out there in 6th place. So I can only assume it was a driver error at some point, as he's now looking to overtake Handy Point, shoving his way down the inside, Captain Colossus there. So, and Colossus very willingly gives that position back, as Hayden in second, Ben Smith there in third, Glowing Gold in fourth. This is the final lap of the race. We haven't mentioned Tonkanon too much because Tonkanon is out there in the lead, but this is the battle for fourth place now. We have High Snipes just behind Glowing Gold. High Snipes was desperately trying to get his fourth place on the board. Very deep on the brakes there from High Snipes, goes very wide, very leery from Glowing Gold. Glowing Gold's going to leave the door open here. High Snipes is going to try down the inside, can't quite make it happen. High Snipes has got a couple of opportunities now to get past, and that will be this corner here, which is, the moment has passed, and he's got one corner at the end, just before the main straight now, and he's coming up to it now, but I don't think he's close enough. He's not. He's half a second back, so that will be that for High Snipes, unless he can get a momentous drive out of here, which he can't do. But your man to take race 3 victory is this man, Tonkanon. Tonkanon takes the victory with the fastest lap. And a very lonely race for him. Hayden had hard work to do defending off Ben Smith there, so Ben Smith coming home in 3rd place. Glowing Gold in 4th, High Snipes in 5th. ADZ 6th place, a great result there from ADZ. Handy Pint in 7th, and Captain Colossus obviously very disappointed there with his 8th place. Super Wallow here coming home in 9th place, keeping a 6/10 gap over on Kaiser and the Flying Fat Lad there in 11th. Tequila with an unfortunate race there, with a mistake there. Puts himself back to last place, but makes his way back up to 12th to take the 12th place. Finish GTI Scrim there in 13th place. So those are your results. Top 14 drivers. James Rain rounds out the final positions there. As Captain Kloss is saying, he really hates that track, and it is a difficult track in these cars, that's for sure. These cars are difficult enough to handle as it is, let alone trying to do it at Interlagos. So that one is out the way. So we'll just go to your race results. So in 1st place we have Tonkanon in 1st with a whopping 8.7 second lead and 8.7 second finish there. So in front of Hayden in 2nd place, who had a lot of attention behind him from Ben Smith, Glowing Golds and High Snipes. That was a great battle all the way through. So Hayden there coming in 2nd place, Ben Smith in 3rd, Glowing Gold in 4th, High Snipes in 5th, ADZ 6th and Handy Pint in 7th. Captain Colossus had a bit of a nightmare race there, who ends up in 8th place. Saw him starting up there in the top 3 and unfortunately dropping down to that 8th place. Super Wallow there in 9th, Kaiser in 10th, Flying Fat Lad in 11th, Tequila in 12th and GTI Scrim in 13th, with James H rounding out the 14th position. We'll just take a quick screenshot of that. Absolutely terrific racing, that Coldeb says, so thank you. I appreciate you're enjoying the stream, and these boys give good racing, that's for sure. And Tonkanon takes the fastest lap there, which we failed to mention, so Tonkanon took the fastest lap for that particular race. We'll just save the replay there as well, so we'll get that replay saved into there, and we're just going to take a, what are we, we're 20 past 9, so we're just going to take a quick 10-minute break, ladies and gents. So go and grab yourself the toilet, a drink or a smoke or whatever you want to do within that 10-minute break. So I'll just put out there 10-minute break, and everyone can go and grab themselves a drink and a smoke and a chat with their family, or to promote ERN on YouTube, whatever you want to do. Just go and do it for the next 10 minutes. I'm going to put myself on mute. I will change to the next circuit now, and I'll just put myself on mute just for a bit, just while I recharge my batteries. So we'll see you in 10 minutes. Okay, so while the drivers are taking a bit of a break, you've noticed we haven't spoke much about the driver categories. As I'm getting there we go. As I got a bit of a echo there. We haven't spoken much about the driver categories for the first 3 races. So what I'll try and do is I'll try and go to my main menu here and see if I can bring up, without cutting off the broadcast. Video is paused, broadcasting only, microphone audio. So we'll just quickly, while you're on a blank screen, just stay with me, ladies and gentlemen, while we're on a blank screen. I do apologise, this isn't very professional of me here. We'll just try and bring you an update on the standings. So the highest Pro-Am driver in race 1. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look. Captain Glasses was pro handy by nice note. So Kaiser was the highest ranked driver of the Pro-Am category for race 1. Race 2, the highest Pro-Am driver was ADZ. So congratulations to ADZ for race 2. And race 3, the highest Pro-Am driver was ADZ again. So ADZ looking good for the Pro-Am Championship at the moment. So ADZ is the man for you Pro-Am drivers to beat currently. So we'll just go back to the race. And sorry about that. Just had to update you on the Pro-Am standings because I did get a message saying that we had no Pro-Am standings. So sorry about that. No, Cole Deb, you didn't press anything. I was just went to my blank screen just to show, just to give me an idea of the Pro-Am Championship. So sorry about that, a bit unprofessional from me there, but I do hope you are all still here, as we are still currently in practice. So what we'll do now is we'll just say 5. No, we'll say we're going to do a 10 minutes, so we'll do. How many minutes should we do? What are we now? 25 past? Yeah, we'll do 5 minutes to qualify. Yeah, we'll give on 5 minutes to qualifying. So 5 minutes qualifying is out there. So unprofessional, I'm leaving now. It's been nice knowing you, Hayden. It's very unprofessional, I do know, but it's also very unprofessional of me not to mention any Pro-Am drivers in the first 3 races. I don't know what's going on with me. I don't know what that's all about. I don't usually do that, so I do apologise to the Pro-Am drivers. We do have a driver that's just popped in here, which shouldn't be in here, so I just will remove him. I don't want to ruin anyone's practice session out there. Yeah, very unprofessional from me. I am the manager, and maybe I should just give it all up, you know. Someone games, I'm sorry, I have to leave. We are missing a driver actually. We've got Captain Kloss and Ben Smith just watching at the moment, which is absolutely fine. As long as they're out there in time, we will all be good. So we've got a Kawasaki Ninja out there, and we've had a Kawasaki Ninja out there all evening. I've just yeah, it's been a really good turnout actually. I've been impressed with it. We did have a stage where I didn't think there'd be many drivers turning up, so it's nice to see so many drivers on the grid out there. Right, let's check through these cars, see if there's any new liveries out there at the moment. Flying Fatler still has the same one, ADZ still has the same one. We have a lot of ghosting cars out there at the moment. Not sure what's going on. GTR Scrim has got the same car. Handy Pint obviously will remain in this livery throughout the evening. Which, if you didn't catch as to why he's running this livery, just watch back on the stream and you will certainly know why this livery is absolutely breathtaking. So we'll get a nice picture up there on our Instagram of this livery as well, if it's okay with Rich, Handy Pint, and I believe. Oh, blimey. Who else was it that was running it? I do apologise. Ben Smith. How could I forget Ben Smith? Yeah, so if it's okay with Handy Pint, Ben Smith and Rich, I would like to get a couple of photos onto Instagram. obviously of everyone. But obviously, just let me know. That'll be fine. James H. I'd like to apologise to Fat Lad. I had some terrible family. I need to read these before I read them out loud because I might say something I shouldn't. See, this is the thing with YouTube chat. If someone writes something, I would just read it out and not read it first before reading it out. So be careful what you write, because I got halfway through that sentence and I thought something else was coming, but it's not. Causing it to go to the back of me. So apologies there from James. This is the problem with me as a broadcaster, because I've got so much stuff I've got to look at and do and concentrate on the times and everything. If you write something, I'll just read it out and forget what I'm reading. So careful what you write, ladies and gents, because if I read something out that's rude, I will actually read it out on broadcast. So let's not do that, eh? So I'm sure you lot are going to have fun with that now. Tequila is running the same livery. I think everyone's pretty much running the same liveries for now. Glowing Gold, Steve, has been getting on extremely well. He's, feel free, thank you Ben, I appreciate that. Yeah, Glowing Gold's been getting on really well. He's got some great pace in his cars. This is Glowing Gold here for you. He's been getting on really well. He's got a pole position tonight. He got a pole position in race 2. He's been battling there in the top 3 all evening in every race. So doing very well. We have, this is race 4 now, so we'll see how Glowing Gold gets on in this particular race now. It's a stunning livery, Ben, on a beautiful message. It is indeed, and I completely agree with you, and I think the whole community agrees with you on that one, exactly. Oh, I see, James. Family news. Okay, apologies for that. No, I just read, I'd like to apologise, Fat Lad. I had some terrible family beds during the race. And that's why I read it, and I'm like, I didn't know what you meant by you had different family beds. I didn't know what that meant. I don't know if you switch beds every night and it's been upsetting your sleep pattern. I don't know, but I think you mean family news, so I do get that. So that's fair enough. Hey Steve, you got a pole on a race, so yeah, that's Glowing Gold there for you. So he's done very well tonight. We will go to qualifying now, so I'll just give these guys 30 seconds to quali. We get on that. Loving Ben's livery and the sentiment behind it. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more there, James. It's been lovely to view on the stream, let's say. Tonkanon setting the world light here at the moment in practice with a 1 minute 20.3, so some good lap times here by Tonkanon, but Glowing Gold only 0.3 of a second behind. So we're going to start this qualifying up now, ladies and gents. So let's get to it. We'll make sure everyone's in. Glowing Gold's on the pencils. This guy unfortunately has to be removed. Everybody else, send it. Let's go. Race 4 underway here at Red Bull Ring. We have 5 seconds to the qualifying session begins. Let's see who comes out on pole position for race 4. Okay, so let's go out on track and see who's left at pit lane. So we have High Snipes will be the first man on track. So with this relatively short Red Bull Ring circuit, I do know these drivers know this circuit extremely well. So we're going to be seeing some very competitive lap times around here, and I should think it's going to be fairly close between everyone tonight at this circuit. And this is a track I'm definitely looking forward to watching some of this race. We're going to have a 6-lap race around here tonight. So it's going to be a very quick sprint race, and then we've got the ultimate Le Mans 24-hour circuit coming up for the final race of the evening. And depending on time, if we are good for time, we'll either do a 3-lap race there or we will do a 4-lap race there. I would like to try and push out 4 laps at Le Mans, but it all depends on the drivers in this lobby as to how they feel doing that. But it is only, well, I say only, it's a 3-minute 30-odd lap time So a 3-lapper would only be just over 10-minute long race. So if they do want to go the extra lap, then that's up to those drivers. But I will ask them all just before the race. It depends on the time and how we're doing for time. But at the moment, we are doing good for time. 8 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. We have High Snipes on his fast lap, and I do believe he will be the first man to set a lap time round here. We saw in practice Tom Canon do a 1 minute 20 round here, so we are expecting lap times of around that for the top three, as High Snipes goes very wide, so will not get a positive lap time in here. So we'll see what High Snipes does. I'm not sure that lap time's even going to come up on the board, so as he went extremely wide. So we've got Hayden here in the Kawasaki Ninja GR2 Motul Alltech 2060. We're in the future, ladies and gentlemen, driving 2060 cars. We're 2016 GTR. Nissan GTR, these are wonderful cars. I love driving these cars around here. And in general, they just absolutely stick to the track. They're wonderful to drive. So as Hayden comes round to the final corner of Red Bull Ring, he's going to cross the line. We'll see what sort of lap time Hayden can do, and we're going to see who can push the laps right up the top there. So 1 minute 20.5 we do know is quick. Handy bike across the line, 21.2. Tom Canon 20.0. So Tom Canon puts himself up into first place. Can we see a sub 1 minute 20 lap time as Kaiser and Ben Smith set their lap times respectively? We have crossed the line. We have Tequila crossing the line now with a 123.7. Puts himself into 8th place. Super Wallow in 7th now. We have ADZ, who's just gone home, in 10th place there. So a good lap there, a great lap there from Super Wallow. So Super Wallow finding some pace right out the box with a 122.5. So Super Wallow looking very comfortable there in that 7th place and putting a marker down for those drivers behind already to catch him up. So he'll be really pleased with that 7th place at the moment. And Flying Fat Lad, as I say, that Flying Fat Lad has found some pace and gave himself a 1 minute 21.9. So Flying Fat Lad puts him into 6th place and is currently the fastest Pro-Am driver out there. So this man is the man to beat around this circuit at the moment. As I say, that glowing gold now puts himself into 3rd place. Captain Colossus with a 129 there, so obviously having a bit of a slow lap there, so Colossus will look to improve on that one. High Snipes doing a 121.3, staying in 5th place. But currently our leader is this man, Tom Canon, with a 120.002. Hayden just behind with a 1 minute 20.5. Apologies, sorry, I was just reading some comments there. A 1 minute 20.5 from Hayden, so a 0.5 of a second gap there. Tequila does a 121.9, so Tequila then putting himself into 8th place, so 2nd Pro-Am there. So good result there from Tequila, so getting himself there into the 2nd position of the Pro-Am group, putting himself ahead of ADZ by 0.039 seconds. So ADZ there in 9th, and I believe he's probably the current leader of the championship. Until the end of the night, we won't know, but ADZ has a couple of wins now in the Pro-Am championship, so he's definitely one to qualify ahead of. So good job there from Tequila. Kaiser there in 12th place. Super Wallow's now been pushed back down to 11th place. James H doing a 121.8. So a good lap time there from James H, just put him into 8th place and 2nd in the Pro-Am. So brilliant job there from James H. So we'll keep an eye there for James, because he only needs 1/10 of a second extra to get ahead of the Flying Fat Lad there. As Captain Colossus sets another lap time there and puts himself into 6th place. But he will want to go quicker, and he has got more pace there, Captain. So he will definitely try and improve on that. He's 1.4 seconds off the lead at the moment. He's still got 4 minutes left, so there's a good 4 laps left in that car. Further back the field, we have Super Wallow there. He's been pushed back down to 12th place, crosses the line, doesn't improve. Kaiser there in 13th place with his Samurai car in 13th place. Going down the straight and up the hill, we'll see if Kaiser can improve on this lap at all. hard on the brakes into the slowest corner of the circuit. That right-hander, very tricky, and it's going to be a really difficult first lap into that corner, with all these cars going to be fighting to get their nose in front of each other into the first corner, into that second corner there of that tie hairpin. So as we stay with Kaiser to see if he can improve on a 22.7. Turn one looked a little bit scruffy from Kaiser, so I'm not sure this will be an improvement, as High Snipes does a 21.1. So we'll just cut to High Snipes, but I believe that's put him in 4th place, as Handy Pint deplaces him and puts himself into 4th. So Handy Pint now goes 4th quickest. So Ben Smith and Captain Colossus are not really where they want to be, and as I say that, Ben goes 3rd quickest. So Ben was in 7th as we cut to him, and then as soon as we cut to Ben Smith, he puts himself straight into 3rd place. So a good lap there from Ben Smith, and we'll try and find Captain, because I know he's going to want to improve. He's done another lap and hasn't improved that previous lap, so this lap he's definitely going to want to improve. We'll see if Captain has got any more pace in that car at all. Super Wallow there, not improving. Still out front though, we have this man Tonkanon with a 120.002. This lap time of a 120.002 was his first flying lap in the qualified session, so that must have been so fast that even he can't beat it now. He's had all session to try and beat this lap time, and he still can't do it. So that must have been an absolutely almighty lap there from Tonkanon to get that almost sub 1 minute 20 lap time, as Glowing Gold does a 1 minute 20.3 now. So Glowing Gold does a 1 minute 20.3 and already puts 0.3 of a second between him and Tonkanon now. So a good lap time there from Glowing Gold, still on it and very close now. Tonkanon is pushing so hard for this 1 minute 19. You can see how hard he's pushing. He's just got himself a penalty, so that lap won't count. He's got one more lap to try and get better that lap time. So we'll cut back to Tonkanon afterwards to see how he gets on. But Glowing Gold is currently sitting in 3rd place. Hayden there in 3rd on his final lap. Ben Smith Tequila 121.9 improves his qualifying time but doesn't improve. Kaiser goes a 122.4, so a good lap from Kaiser, but stays in 12th place, as there's a big battle there with Flying Fat Lad going through that first corner, which we don't want to be seeing in qualifying. But Captain Colossus here in 7th position. Looks like he's struggling a bit for any more pace than what he's got here. So Captain Colossus will be on his final lap here, potentially, unless he can get across the line with a few seconds left. I'm not sure he's going to have a lot of time left, but coming through the last corner here. So Tonkanon won't improve on his lap time. He's got traffic ahead of him, but that traffic is in the name of Handy Pint, and Handy Pint is also trying to get a fast lap in, so he doesn't need to pull over for it, because Handy Pint's also qualifying here. So Tonkanon will pull off and come into the pits for that now, or he will just stay on track. He might have enough. Tonkanon will have enough time actually to get another lap in, so he will go through and set another lap time. GTR Scrim sets a 124.6, and Captain Colossus puts himself in a 121.3. So not improving though. So Colossus really struggling for pace here in this car and this track combination. Tequila set a 121.5. So Tequila moving himself into the top Pro-Am situation now. So the top Pro-Am now is Tequila. So Tequila taking that pole position from Flying Fat Lad right at the last seconds there. So Tequila doing a fantastic job of taking that pole position for the Pro-Am category. Handy Point desperately trying to look to improve, so we'll just keep an eye on some of these Pro-Am drivers here. We've got Super Wallow, who's finished his flying lap, ADZ, who's finished. So yeah, that is your Pro-Am pole sitter, effectively, as we say. That is Tequila, so well done to Tequila for being fast. The Pro-Ams in that particular battle there. Tonkanon 0.3 of a second in the lead. See, now Tonkanon knows he's got the pole position, but I think he's just trying to get a sub 1 minute 20 here. So we'll just see if Tonkanon will get it. I don't think he'll be able to get it, because that first lap time was absolutely incredible. Let's see if Tonkanon can improve to a 1 minute 19. No, he just drives into a car. That's a shame. As Hayden is there in 3rd, Glowing Gold. Everyone has pulled off there. Ben Smith qualifies there in 4th place. That's a good lap time there from Ben to put him in 4th. So good chance there for all these drivers Handy Point there. High Snipes does a great job there in 6th place. Captain Colossus there will not be happy with that 7th place, as we have some drivers having a bit of fun out there, bashing into each other after the qualifying has ended. And that's your grid lineup for race 4 of the evening here at Red Bull Race Ring Thing. Red Bull Race Ring Thing. Track next for race 4 of the evening of race 5. After this, we have Tonkanon, Glowing Gold and Hayden starting 1st, 2nd and 3rd on the grid. Let's see how these drivers manage to get through into turn 1 and turn 2. As turn 2 is the most treacherous corner, I believe, on Red Bull Ring, with the 14 cars on the grid. The lights will go green. We get a good start. We get a poor start there from Ben Smith. So Ben Smith gets a very poor start and dropping down the pack ever so slightly, or he's about to get overtaken by High Snipes now. As into the 1st corner we go. We have drivers very wide on the runoff area. We don't really seem to have a very great camera angle here, but everyone looks like they've got through very well. So good driving from everyone to get through. But Tonkanon and Glowing Gold side by side. Tonkanon is going for the inside, defending the inside line. Glowing Gold's looking for the outside line, but can't quite make it done. Let's look further down the field here. We've got a diving move here from the Alpha Tauri car of Super Wallow there. So Super Wallow trying his chances down the inside, but unfortunately losing positions more than gaining them. So Tonkanon currently leading here. Glowing Gold in 2nd, Hayden in 3rd. Going into these corners here, Handy Point staying in 5th place. Captain Colossus moved himself up into 4th place. So a great start there from Captain Colossus from 7th on the grid, moving himself into 4th place here, as Tequila there holding the Pro-Am leaders, taking the Pro-Am lead and holding it at the moment, with Kaiser just behind him. So Tequila in front in 8th place, who's the current Pro-Am leader. Kaiser there in 9th place, who's 2nd in the Pro-Ams. Good start there from Kaiser there in 9th place. Pleased with that. He'll be now be sighted up on Tequila to hopefully take away that 1st place points for the Pro-Am Championship, as ADZ there, who we think is the current leader of the Pro-Am Championship, looking to take a move and looking to go on Kaiser Sosa, but doesn't quite make it. Swerving inside and outside, but Kaiser is desperately trying to keep going. They both go wide. You've got Flying Fat Lad just behind now, who's trying to make advantage of these guys who are battling hard up front. Just behind, you've got ADZ and a Flying Fat Lad now. ADZ's going to look to go down the inside. Can ADZ look to make a move? It's a diving move to the inside. Can ADZ get it stopped in time? He can't. He goes extremely wide. Flying Fat Lad looks like he's going to take the both of these drivers now, as ADZ comes back on track after going extremely wide. But Flying Fat Lad's going to have, I thought he would have the inside line there, but ADZ manages to get back on track and then try and make another move there, so I'm not sure that one would stick. But currently out in front we have Tonkanon in 1st, Hayden in 2nd, Glowing Gold in 3rd. Captain Colossus making a really good start here up into 4th place, as High Snipes now in 5th place. He's moved up 1 spot there, as Ben Smith has dropped down to 6th place. Handy Point and James H going at it, hammer and tongs here. So we're riding on board now with Handy Point, with James H just behind in that wonderful Shell GTR car behind him, going into the last sector, the 2nd to last corner. James H will want to stay with Handy Point. He's only 0.3 of a second behind. You can see the gap. You don't need me to tell you how close it is. And James H just dropped back 0.3 laps at that corner there, so he's now 0.6 behind. So James H trying to find some more pace in that car to try and get past Handy Point there, to try and get himself another top 10. GTR Scrim here doing a great job here in 12th place. Tequila has dropped down to 13th place. So after that great qualifying session he had, putting himself at the front of everyone, he's dropped down to 13th place here, with Super Wallow there in 14th place. So these two drivers, Super Wallow and Tequila, are having a torrid time here, as Tonkanon streaks away in 1st place, with Hayden 2 seconds behind now. So just behind, you can see we're on board with Hayden now, looking at Glowing Gold just behind, as Glowing Gold goes very deep on the brakes. That will give Captain Colossus a sniff of a chance at 3rd place here. So Captain Colossus needs to stay close, and he will try and do the best he can to stay as close as he can to that fast car of Glowing Gold. As going back to Glowing Gold now, looking on board now with Glowing Gold himself. You can see Captain Colossus is close. Glowing Gold looking a little bit sketchy coming out of this final sector here. That's allowed Captain Colossus to catch up ever so slightly here. So Captain's only 7/10 of a second now behind Glowing Gold. So going into turn 1, we will see how close these drivers can get. This is where it counts, because you go too wide there, you're going to get a hefty penalty, which you're going to have to serve towards the end of the race. So, and there we have it. Glowing Gold has got a penalty from going too wide, exactly where I said he would be. Hayden, I believe, had one as well. He's just served it. Glowing Gold has just served his, as Captain Colossus in that wonderful livery. I love that Lucky Strike livery. So much detail on it, and the side of that car is beautiful. So a lovely Lucky Strike livery there. But anyway, let's talk about liveries. Ben Smith here, and Kaiser going down the inside, but just misses him. Great racing there from Kaiser to see that wasn't going to work well, and just keeps out the way of Ben Smith. You can see he goes down the inside. Actually, I'll tell you what happened there. What respect there from Kaiser, from High Snipes. I do apologise. That was Ben Smith and High Snipes. High Snipes went diving down the inside because he realised he was literally about to hit the back of Ben Smith. So instead of just ploughing into the back of Ben Smith, he had to avoid him by swerving to the inside and missing him completely. And that was this man, High Snipes. He realised he was going to hit the back of him and avoided him extremely well. So great racing there, and good respect there from High Snipes to avoid that particular incident. Further up front, Captain Colossus still 8/10 behind, with the closest battle on track now between Handy Pint and ADZ. So Handy Pint looking to the outside of ADZ, going into the second corner, which is the tight right-hander. So Handy Pint's going to have the outside line now. He's going to have the racing line, but ADZ's going to now have the inside line. They go side by side into turn 2. Very good racing from these two, and can't quite get past ADZ just yet. So ADZ doing a great job of fending off Handy Pint there, who I believe is a pro driver. So ADZ really getting his elbows out here and trying to catch up to Kaiser as he goes very deep and very squetchy outside of that corner there. So coming through that final corner there, he literally got too far. Look at this, look, on the curbs. That's what it was. It was too much wheel spin on the curbs, and nearly loses the back end there from ADZ, but does well to hold on to that one. As a good race here from these two. As you can see, just behind, Handy Pint is behind ADZ. He's literally half a second behind now, and trying to, he's 2/10, 1/10. Look how close this is. Handy Pint pushing him all around the last sector. I'm not sure, he just hits him again. He goes into the final corner. This is so good. This is close racing here. You've got cars behind who's also looking at this race. They're looking at trying to get past these guys as well. So if there's any mess up, any slip up from Handy Pint or ADZ, you've got Kaiser in front. He looks down the inside of Kaiser, but doesn't make it, and going very wide and overtaking off the track there was Handy Pint. So Handy Pint went off the track to make that move. So unsure how that's going to work out, but he has got a half a second slowdown. So Kaiser's going to have to look down the inside and maybe take that position back off of him, but potentially overtaken off track there from Handy Pint, but a bit of frustration maybe crept in there. But back up front, Hayden pulling a 1.4 second gap. Hayden going off the track there. Glowing Gold in second place has just taken 6/10 out of Hayden due to that unfortunate error made. Captain Colossus there in 4th place still. So the closest battles, we have a good battle here for 12th, 13th and 14th. Riding on board here with Tequila, looking back on Super Wallow. Super Wallow there in 13th, trying to make the move on Tequila. These two are Pro-Am drivers. This is all points here. Super Wallow, this is all points, as you've got GTR Scrim just behind Super Wallow. Super Wallow's going to want to look at the move as going across the line. We missed the race finish, but Tonkanon has won the race with Hayden Glowing Gold in 3rd. Captain Colossus in 4th. Ben Smith in 5th. High Snipes in 6th. Kaiser in 7th. Handy Pint will come home in 8th place with ADZ in 9th. Flying Fatland in 10th. We have James H in 10th, but this battle here, Tequila and Super Wallow going extremely wide. Everyone going as wide as they possibly dare without getting penalties, getting a bit of a tap there off GTR Scrim, and unfortunately all getting penalties towards the end of the race, but they will finish where they started the last lap there. So a good race, and quite a few penalties dished out towards the end of the race there. And great racing all round, and some close battles, but we'll get a look at these race results now for race 4. So Tonkanon takes your race for win, and he also took the pole position. So we'll just put Tonkanon's name in my spreadsheet here, so we know he got the pole position and the pole position point. So Tonkanon comes home in first place with a huge 3.2 second gap over Hayden, who comes home in a solid second place there, fending off Glowing Gold, and only finished half second ahead of Glowing Gold in the end. So Glowing Gold keeping extreme pressure on Hayden there throughout the entirety of that race. Captain Colossus will be pleased with that fourth place, I should think. He's come through the pack from 7th place on the grid up to 4th and made good inroads in the race there. So good result there for Captain Colossus. Ben Smith there in 5th place will be averagely happy. I'm not sure that's a word either. Averagely, we should try and cut some of these silly words I'm making up throughout the weeks. Ben will be averagely happy with 5th place, and High Snipes there in 7th. A great battle there with ADZ, Kaiser, Handy Points, and that was some good racing actually. I'm glad I caught some of that. So ADZ there in 7th place, Kaiser in 8th, Handy Point there in 9th. Won't be too happy with that one. Flying Fat Lad in 10th. James H in 11th place, done a good job there in 11th place there from James. Tequila in 12th, won't be happy, started 8th on the grid, dropped down to 12th. Super Wallow in 13th, and GTI Scrim in 14th. We'll just take a screenshot of this. Save your replays if you want to save your replays, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll move on to the final race of the evening tonight. And make sure we don't have the drivers in that we shouldn't really be seeing. We're absolutely fine. So we'll move to the race settings, and this qualifying session, well, first of all, let's go to the... No, let's not do a track vote. We don't want to do that. Let's go to the session first. So, ladies and gents, let me know, what would you like? It is nearly 10 o'clock. Would you like a 3-lap race or a 4-lap race? Please let me know in the comments. What would you like? Because it originally is a 3-lap race, which would make it just over 10 minutes. Or we could do a 4-lap race. It's up to you guys. It's up to you what you prefer. So let me know in the comments. Just type 3 or type 4, whatever you'd like to do, and we will put it down to that. So let me just find the track first. So let's see what we got. Circuit of South with the chicane we want. So Glowing Gold saying he's happy with 4. Hayden wants 11 laps. Oh, mate, I've done like ridiculous amounts of laps around here. 11's fine. I can do 11. Tonkanon wants 5 laps. What does everybody want? Chris, I wouldn't normally do this, but I need to smoke and sit out at quality at the start at the back. That's absolutely fine, James. Whatever you like. Just don't forget to enter the race, so at least you get into the race itself, my friend. So I don't mind if you sit out at qualifying. Absolutely. Don't mind at all. Hayden wants 200 laps. Okay, no problem. Let's get 200 laps in. I'm only joking. Right. Let's meet halfway here. We're going to do a 4-lap race. Okay, so we'll meet halfway. It was 3 laps. Some people have said 5. Let's do 4. So we'll go 12 o'clock cloudy. 4 is fine. We don't want to drag it out too much. We're doing good for time. Qualifying on this one will be 12 minutes. That will give you an out lap and 3 fast laps. Hopefully, we're going to put qualifying continuation time up to 180 seconds. So that gives you 2 minutes to get across the line. So that will give you half a lap plus the rest, maybe longer quali. Let's put 13 minutes then. Do you think 13 minutes? Tonkanon, maybe longer quali. Let's do 14 minutes qualifying, okay? So we'll go into the session now. We'll give you some time on track. You've got a 14-minute qualifying session, so you've got plenty of time to get some laps in. Can I explain the 180 second? Basically, it gives you, once the timer goes down to 0, once there's no qualifying left, it gives you another 180 seconds so the drivers behind can finish their laps rather than just cutting you off. So you've got 180 seconds to get another lap in. So that's what's that, 3 minutes? So you've got 3 minutes to get a lap in, so it should give you enough time to get another lap in. So you can cross the line with 0 seconds left and hopefully get another lap in. So that's basically what that means. Yeah, as Tonkanon said. So we'll change the event settings. So I'll just double check this. We're absolutely fine. Let's get this one underway. So this is a 14-minute qualifier, 4-lap race. Get your laps in. I'm going to stop and have a quick drink, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to do the same, or if you just want to get some laps in, then feel free. Go for it. Good luck for this race, and I'm just going to give myself a quick 2-minute break while you get out there on track. So as we see here, Ben Smith around this La Sarthe circuit here, and it has to be one of my favourite circuits around the world. Nordschleife and Le Mans are some of my two favourite circuits. I mean, I've had a look at this circuit with the broadcast options here, and some of the camera angles you get around Le Mans are absolutely fantastic. So GT Sport have done a great job of capturing some good camera angles here with these cars. I mean, look at that as it goes through. I mean, this Le Mans circuit has some great angles, so be prepared to see some fantastic angles here of racing with such a wide circuit as well, and such a wide view of the camera angle here. You get to see a lot. I mean, look at this camera angle here, where they shoot past the camera there. I mean, I do like this. I like this a lot. It gives me shivers up the spine when I see this circuit, or when I drive on this circuit. So as we see Ben Smith, sorry, pushing the limits of this Le Mans circuit. I said Ben White there as I've got a very good friend, very close friend called Ben White, and I was speaking to him just today, so that's why I've said that. So apologies for that, Ben Smith. So as Ben Smith rounds the final corner here, we're going to give these drivers a few minutes of practice here. And the qualifying will be 14 minutes long, so the drivers have plenty of time to get some laps in for plenty of time to get some laps in for qualifying. As let's go on track and see who else we got there. GTI Scrim, a few drivers on the track now. Let's just go through. We know James H isn't going to be qualifying apparently. He'll be starting near the back of the grid. Ty Snipes takes the shortcut. We'll get a lovely little slowdown because of that, and Kaiser also. Turn one I find probably the hardest corner of the entire Le Mans circuit. It's a very tricky corner to spot your braking point. You're going uphill into a blind corner and you can't see the left apex. So where Glowing Gold was turning in just there, you cannot see the apex at all. So it's very difficult to spot your braking point. So turn one is definitely the most difficult corner on the circuit, believe it or not. The rest of it is all pretty much flat out. So where Flying Fatler is going, he'll turn right, and the left-hander here, you can't see the apex until you get to it, and that's why everyone overshoots it just like that. And that is why you'll see drivers going wide. Captain Colossus doing the exact same thing, going wide, and that's all because of that blind crest that you just cannot see the apex. So as you're turning, so the first corner going into turn one, the right-hander, as you're turning into that, you need to start braking literally halfway through that corner to slow yourself enough down to effectively turn two there, that left-hander. So you need to slow down halfway through that right-hander, which is why it's very difficult, because to try and slow these cars down while turning and braking and then turning the opposite way is a tricky feat to be accomplished, that's for sure. We're going through the final corners here. Tequila, probably the most infamous corners at La Sarthe here. Going across the line, these drivers will get a few more minutes of practice as we look behind at Tonkanon going into turn one now. Braking very late indeed, but just making that corner, so very smooth there from Tonkanon. Actually braked a lot later than where I thought he'd brake, but Tonkanon has these weird powers that no one else has. People like Tonkanon we call aliens, and they're aliens at sim racing, as we see this fantastic livery of Handy Pint going through the final sector here. As just ghosting out there by Handy Pint, probably on the pencils. Hayden there in his Kawasaki Ninja, giving it a bit of beans round the final corners here. Super Wallow pumping down the straight. These straights are absolutely awesome. There's nothing quite like a Le Mans straight like that, and hearing a GR2 fly past you at that high pitch, in that high pitch rev notes. As Kaiser there. James H saying, I'm in this. It's your gift, Chris, to say thanks for your donation. James is in this race to say thank you. That's my gift. Good man. Oh, look. There it is, look. Look at that. See, this is the favourite livery. This is my favourite livery of all time. James, that is absolutely amazing. So we've got the Rothmans livery, the livery that literally makes every car look absolutely beautiful. You could put this on a dustbin and it would make it look like the dustbin could do 200 miles an hour. You could put this on my running shoes and it could make my running shoes look like I can actually run. You could put this on, I don't know, my head and make it look like I've got hair. I mean, this livery is just awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So yeah, James, that's the Rothmans livery for me is just, it's one of a kind. As he goes across the gravel and scratches all that nice paintwork he's spent hours and hours doing. But yeah, absolutely brilliant livery that is, James. Go on board, look, with that rear wing of the Rothmans. This, like I say, this is back in the day when these drivers used to get sponsored by proper cigarette companies, you know. Yeah. Right, we're going to start qualifying in 30 seconds as the 6 minutes is effectively up. 30 seconds to qualifying, so make sure everyone's readied up and we will get this qualifying session started and underway as Hayden and James side by side there in the Ninja and the Fanatec Kawasaki car. We'll just look at this just before we start qualifying with them side by side here. Look, absolutely brilliant. And good stuff there. Right, we'll get this qualifying sorted, get it underway. Let's get this race going, boys and girls, because I want to see how this is going to pan out. Let's just make sure everyone is in before I stupidly start the qualifying with someone missing. Everyone's in, let's go. Let's do this. So good luck to everyone on this fantastic circuit. The circuit which not a lot of these drivers have managed to do many laps on before tonight's event. So I know a few of them have been testing solidly, but before this event, before I announced this event is what I mean, is not a lot of drivers had ever really driven much of this circuit. So it would definitely be interesting to see how these drivers get on tonight here. It is a cloudy circuit here. We've not put a clear day, so they've got a nice bunch of cloud above them, the helicopter flying overboard. Look, these drivers will now be going out on track for their 14-minute qualifying session for round 5 and the final race of tonight in eSports Racing Network GR2 event this Friday evening. So before we get going with this qualifying session, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone really, all the drivers in eSports Racing Network, the people that have started following me on Instagram. I've got quite a lot of followers now. All the subscribers on my channel, I just want to say thank you, but I really do want to say a huge thank you to these drivers that are on track now, because I've only been involved in broadcasting GT Sport races for a mere 2 months, less than that, so I'm still very new to broadcasting and commentary and all the rest of it. And I started up eSports Racing Network only a few months ago, and then suddenly these drivers started turning up and really making it worthwhile for me to actually do these races. So without these drivers, there would be no events, there would be no broadcast, there would be no commentary, and there would be no racing at all. So I just want to say a huge shout out and a huge thank you to all the drivers that are on the grid tonight, and all the drivers that aren't on the grid tonight who are involved with eSports Racing Network in our Discord channel, who have entered races previously. So I just a big shout and a big thank you to all you drivers, and you make it worthwhile. You make my job. You make it really pleasurable to do, I must admit. So I do thank every single one of you that are on the grid here tonight. So let's have a good qualifying session, and let's have a great race and try and keep this race clean. Did you see those sparks coming off of Glowing Gold's car there? That was fantastic. Look at this coming through. Hang on, let's see if we can get a further back. He was literally coming off the curb. I'm trying to fill in some time while we're trying to get to the start and finish line. Just through here, look. Oh, you don't see it on the replay. That's such a shame. GT Sport, sort it out. We want to see sparks on replays. That's no good. Well, I saw it in the live broadcast anyway. That was great. We want to see it. Maybe I should get that Rothmans tattooed on my leg, Coldeb says. I'll tell you what, Coldeb, if you get that Rothmans tattooed on your leg, I will buy you Rothmans cigarettes for a year, free of charge. Because I want to see a Rothmans logo on your leg. If you send a picture on Instagram of a Rothmans logo on your leg, then fair play, man. I don't think I've ever seen anyone with a Rothmans logo tattooed anywhere on their body, but if someone can find one for me and post it in Discord later, I'll definitely be interested to see. Anyway, let's get to it. So Handy Pint is rounding the final corner to start this lap time. So, how are we going to fill out the commentary with all this time to be made up? They've just gone across the line. They had 14-minute qualifying session. They've just crossed the line to start their first flying lap, and they've only got 10 minutes left. As already Handy Pint goes wide. I think, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to throw up a very mixed grid here. I think it's going to throw up a very mixed grid because there are going to be some drivers out there who can't even get lap times in because they're going to serve penalties each lap. So keep an eye out on this one. This one could get really interesting. We might see a surprise up front, and we might see a surprise at the back of the grid as well. So we'll keep an eye, as this circuit is long enough to fit 100 cars on, but everyone is still pretty bunched together for some reason. So Colossus has got a lovely gap in front of him and behind him. He's got a bit of a penalty to serve, unfortunately. So I'm smiling. You can't see me, but I'm actually smiling because this is going to be really tricky for all the drivers. And that's what we like to do here at eSports Racing Network. I don't like doing the same things as everybody else. That's why I throw different tracks out there and different cars and different rules. Like the BOP is on. We don't usually see BOP on. We don't usually see setups blocked so no one can change setups. I like doing this because that's what ERN is all about. We like to mix it up. You know, we like changing things up a bit. And next race you might see a oh god, that livery. I mean, there's not many liveries that can literally stop me talking about. I can't even remember what I was talking about now. Look at that thing. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I actually don't know. I forgot. But yeah, we'll keep checking out and see what's going on. So we're halfway through the lap now. Handy Pint currently still looking for a good lap as Tonkanon has just got past Hayden. And so did I say Tonkanon has got past Hayden and Hayden as Hayden now pushing Tonkanon. This is probably quite a good tactic actually. Is Hayden's got the slipstream, but he's pushing Tonkanon, so this is a very good tactic. But in qualifying, it's a bit tricky because one of them makes a mistake and they're out. But pushing Tonkanon as fast as he can go as to try both get the best lap times possible here. And that's what it's going to be like in the race. If it's nose to tail in the race where they're all bump drafting down the straight, then I'm going to be off my chair, loving it. Coldeb says, I don't even smoke. I just need my legs to move a bit faster. Fair play. Yeah, okay, I see what you want on your legs now. I didn't quite get that reference, but I understand. There's Tonkanon with a huge slipstream on Hayden. Now, we've got issues at the front here because lap times. So Hayden's lap time is going to be a bit ruined. Handy Pints is going to be a bit ruined. Then Smith here touching the wall, grazing the wall there. Let's see if we can get that in a replay. He came around the wall, he hit the wall, sparks out the back. Let's see if we get this in the replay. Let's see if we get any sparks in the replay. Yes, we did. So we got sparks there. That's nice to see. At least we know we're getting sparks because I do like these old sparks. Anyway, coming across the line to set the first flying lap is Tonkanon. Let's see what lap time he can do. It's going to be a 3 minute something. It's going to be a 3-minute 34 from Tonkanon. Handy Pine crosses the line with a 3-minute 40. Hayden crosses the line with a 3-minute 40. Ben Smith crosses the line. He's ghosting out. 3-minute 39. 3-minute 40 from Kaiser. So Ben Smith goes up to second place. As High Snipes goes 3:44. Captain Colossus does a 3:39. Good lap times from Captain Colossus there. It's crossing the line now. We have Glowing Gold going pole position for Glowing Gold by 0.3 of a second. 3-minute 33.6 for Glowing Gold. It's a great lap time there from Glowing Gold. ADZ now in 9th place. Hasn't set lap time yet. Crossing the line. Goes 8th with a 3-minute 43 second. But Glowing Gold was the surprise out of that one. As Super Wallow now crossing the line in front of Flying Fat Lad with a 47 and a 51 for both respectively. As coming across the line, GTR Scrim doesn't get a lap time in. There's a bit of kerfuffling down the back here. James 49 and Tequila 46. But up front we have Glowing Gold. So just looking at some comments and stuff. But this man, Glowing Gold, has beaten Tonkanon to it, but we know Tonkanon got a bit of traffic in that lap, so we know Tonkanon may have some more left in the tank here. But currently, Glowing Gold is the man to look at, because he's done a 3-minute 33.674 with 5 minutes left on the clock. As Tonkanon there, 0.3 of a second, so after 3.5 minutes of a lap, is separated by 0.3 of a second. This man Tonkanon 5.4 seconds ahead of this man Captain Colossus in 3rd place, with Ben Smith only 0.2 of a second behind in 4th place. That's this man here, Ben Smith, who's flashing his lights trying to get past his fellow teammate Handy Pine, who is currently in 5th place. As Ben Smith, on board of Ben Smith here. Flying down this straight here, I'm not sure. Yeah, here he is, look. I mean, this is the 3rd longest straight of Le Mans here, with some fantastic camera angles here. So we'll just see, we'll just go back to my fault, mate. Didn't realise you're on a hot lap. So Super Wallow, unfortunately, it looks like there was something in front as James H in the pit. Flying Fat Lad is on the track currently in 13th place, with GTI Scrim just behind, with Tequila in 10th, who is currently trying to get past. They're both on the dust there. Look at that. That's great. Both on the dust, and they're for some reason they're both fighting for position here in qualifying, which is not the way to get a best lap time in. But let's see where Tonkanon is on track. He is rounding the final sector now, so he'll come round this fast left, right, and then into the final 2 chicanes. There's 2 chicanes both together, so he'll go through the first chicane coming after the pit lane exit, which is now, so he'll be on the brakes through the first chicane. Once he's through this chicane, he'll come up to another chicane right now, through the chicane, over the sausage curb, not too wide, and then cross the line. What's he going to do? Is he going to beat a 3-minute 33? He does by only 0.3 of a second. Tonkanon goes fastest with a 3-minute 33.3 by 0.3 of a second, but where is Glowing Gold? Can Glowing Gold go any quicker? Hayden goes 3rd fastest with a 34.5, but we are currently looking at Glowing Gold. Ben Smith does a 3-minute 36, stays in 4th place. Kaiser does a 3-minute 39. All the times are rolling now. Kaiser goes 6th fastest. Great lap there from Kaiser, but can Glowing Gold go any quicker when he crosses the line? No, he doesn't, but High Snipes goes a 3-minute 43, so this is the final lap for these drivers now. They have enough time to do one more lap. And Captain Colossus has crossed the line. He stays in 5th place. Kaiser's in 6th. Handy Point has finished his lap. We've got ADZ with a 3-minute 42, who goes in 8th place, who's just crossed the line now. So ADZ does a great lap there and puts himself as the fastest. No, Kaiser Soze actually is the fastest Pro-Am driver. That's this man here. So Kaiser doing a great job there in 6th place. So he's parked up on the side of the circuit. Kaiser Soze is currently the fastest Pro-Am driver, sitting there in 6th place. So ADZ in 2nd place in the Pro-Am, with High Snipes in 3rd in the Pro-Am. GTR Scrim crossing the line now with a 3-minute 55.555 in 14th place. But oh, dearie me, dearie me, dearie me, that's not good. We need to be using our mirrors, ladies and gentlemen. We can't be doing that behind. No. That's unfortunate. We need to be using our mirrors because unfortunately that's ruined Flying Fat Lad's final lap of the evening here. I'm not sure he's going to get many more laps in off this. We have only 1 minute 15. He can, in fact, he can still complete this lap and potentially put in another lap. So hopefully the Flying Fat Lad can come across the line this lap and get some more. He will potentially, if he can get across the line in the next minute, but it doesn't look like he's going to push too hard to get there in time. But anyway, let's go back to here. Just to clarify, Chris, there is a Rothmans GR2 with a 900 on it. You're a legend, James. Thank you very much, mate. I do appreciate that. I know how much work you put into these liveries, so that is very much obliged, mate. So I will take a look at that in due time after the stream. And as we see who's next across the line. So next across the line we do actually have Tonkanon. So Tonkanon will be the next man across the line, so we will stay with him now. He has 9/10 of a second penalty slowdown to take, and he's only 3/10 of a second away from Glowing Gold. So Glowing Gold, if he's on a good lap, Glowing Gold, he can actually take this to Tonkanon here and potentially take the pole position away. So Glowing Gold really needs to hook this up now to get this away from Tonkanon, and I believe Tonkanon served that penalty, so I'm not sure he's going to get much of a faster lap in here, Tonkanon. Just behind we have the green car of Hayden, I believe. Yeah, Tonkanon's gone off, he's gone out. Tonkanon is out of the session, so Tonkanon is in... Yep, Flying Fat Lad, it's duly been noted, don't worry. Hayden is coming across the line any second, so Tonkanon is only 3/10 of a second as Hayden is pushing hard. He's 1.1 seconds off. Can he improve? Can he get second place from Glowing Gold? He's 8/10 away. Can he get it? 3 minute 32! 3 minute 32.2! Hayden takes it by 1 second! Oh my days! Glowing Gold is going to come across the line and see that lap time. Ben Smith goes 3 minutes 36.0. Ben Smith stays in 4th place. Glowing Gold is in 3rd. Can he take any time? Hayden does an incredible lap time of a 3 minute 32. Handy Point does a 3 minute 38. Glowing Gold cannot improve. Unbelievable from Hayden. What a lap time. Holy moly. Captain Colossus there goes into 5th place. Good lap time there from Captain Colossus, who is here in 5th, but wow from this man with a 3 minute 32.2. We still have drivers crossing the line, so we won't count it out just yet. We have this man Tequila coming across the line for the Pro-Ams any second now. He's coming through the final sector, still has a 7/10 second lap time. 7/10 slowdown to serve, so we will see Tequila take this lap. I'm not sure he's going to improve too much on 10th place, but holy cow, I'm shocked at that lap time from Hayden. That was a hell of a lap. That's not bad from a 15-year-old. Hayden says that isn't bad at all, and unfortunately Tequila looks like he's ruined his lap, so Tequila will not improve. But this man is your pole sitter for race 5 of the evening, as Tequila does improve his lap time with a 3 minute 41.9. But this man right here with over 1 second pole position is your pole sitter for race 5 at Le Mans 24-hour race. We will see how this goes. We still have 2 minutes remaining of this session to go. So maybe those 180 seconds weren't needed in the end for some drivers, but they needed to be there just in case there was drivers that have just crossed the line with a few seconds left. So you've got a couple of minutes break before the big race, ladies and gentlemen. So in that case, we have 1 minute 30 seconds. I'm going to get myself a drink and I'll be right back in about 60 seconds time. So, as we come back to your final grid today, as we're waiting for the first few seconds to count down, we have Hayden on pole position with a purple sector 1 and a purple sector 2. He had a purple sector 6 and a purple sector 7, which gave him a 3-minute 32. We had Tonkin on there in second place. Glowing Gold, who put in an almighty effort against Tonkin but just did not see Hayden coming. Ben Smith there, Captain Colossus there in 5th place. This is going to be an almighty battle between Ben Smith and Captain Colossus in this race, and it's going to be an almighty battle between all 5, all 6, all 7, potentially every single one of these drivers on the grid today. So here are your results confirmed for the final race of the evening here of the GR2 event for eSports Racing Network. Good luck to everybody on this final race. Madeline Turner says, go Hayden. Indeed, go Hayden. Good luck for this one. Good luck to everybody on this grid. Good luck to all 14 drivers who have turned up tonight and made this stream what it is. So here we go for the final race of the evening. Hayden leading off the front row of the grid with Tonkin on in second place. The red lights will go on. We'll get a countdown from 3, 2 and 1. We are underway here at Le Mans for 4 laps of this amazing circuit here. Hayden gets a great start. Tonkin on getting a bit of wheel spin on the inside, but he's going to have the outside of Hayden. Hayden now got some attention from behind with Glowing Gold. Hayden has already dropped to second place going into turn 1. This is where the accidents could happen. Everyone's going to be very late on the brakes here. There's one driver going very wide. We're not quite sure who that was, but we're going to stay with this battle here because Tonkinon's got some serious pressure here from Hayden in lap 1 of this race. As Tonkinon taking a bit of a penalty there, so he's got to slow down. These 3 going nose to tail through this final sector, through this first sector here, as High Snipes in 4th place, Ben Smith in 5th, Handy Pint Kaiser, and I believe that might have been Captain Colossus that was caught up in some sort of action at the front there because he is down in 9th place. But this is a very, very long race with 4 laps of this race. It's 3-minute lap times all from start to finish. But at front we have Hayden making a move. We're getting pushed by Gold Star, being pushed by Glowing Gold. Now Glowing Gold, look at the inside. Glowing Gold has pushed Hayden right past Tonkinon, and then Glowing Gold goes down the inside of Hayden. Doesn't quite make it stick, but Hayden into first place now. Glowing Gold into second, Tonkinon third. Absolutely brilliant driving there and some great racecraft there from Glowing Gold to push Hayden through on Tonkinon. Tonkinon now down to 3rd place. Now he's going to look to get some slipstream now. Glowing Gold's going to want to try and push Hayden away from Tonkinon because Tonkinon extremely fast around here, but you want to be careful of Hayden because Hayden has looked to prove to be one of the fastest drivers around Le Mans. As Glowing Gold's going down the inside of Hayden on lap 1 into the second chicane now. So Glowing Gold now takes the lead from Hayden here, and this is why we threw this Le Mans track up here. It is slipstream heaven. As we go a bit further back, Captain Colossus there getting very sideways there, coming out of that chicane. As we can see, he gets on the curbs, goes on the curbs on the inside, just loses the back end, but great car control there from Captain Colossus to hold on to that 7th place. Further down the field, we have Tequila in 8th place. ADZ there in 6th is your highest Pro-Am sitter here. So your Pro-Am leader is ADZ. As further up front, I will switch back to the 7th place position and 8th place position in a minute, but because we have a move here on Hayden for first place. Glowing Gold going back down the inside of these almighty straights here now. So side by side, banging wheels. You can't get closer than this. In 3rd place, Tonkinon is getting a huge slipstream. Tonkinon is going to look to take these drivers, both of them together, side by side, going into the final fast right-hander before we get any more of the Sector 3 action, which is a lot tighter than that. So this will be one more straight off. This will be finishing off the first lap. As turning round into this final straight now, so the last long straight and then into the final sector, and we'll complete lap 1 of this race with Glowing Gold in the lead by 0.3 of a second from Hayden and Tonkinon. Going back to 8th place, we have Tequila, ADZ, and Captain Colossus. Captain Colossus looking behind him has got Ben Smith, has got ADZ all over him, and ADZ with Tequila all over him, jolting left and right, swerving right as Tequila goes very wide, almost touching the gravel there. As Captain Colossus there is going to now try and make some inroads on Ben Smith in 5th place. The captain's obviously had a bit of a shocking start there, going very wide. So Glowing Gold still holding his own there in first as we go to GTI. Scrim is doing a great job there. We've got a yellow flag out somewhere. Someone's had enough. Someone's had a spin. What's going on here? It's Tequila. Tequila has made an error somewhere. He's gone very wide onto the gravel, and unfortunately Tequila has taken himself out of the contention of a top 10 finish here. So unfortunately for Tequila, he is in 12th place with Super Wallow there in 13th position. Kaiser there in 11th place with James doing a great job there. James in the Rothmans livery in 10th place after lap 1, so a good job there from James, who didn't even qualify for this race, is up to 10th place. So James now goes side by side with Kaiser, and Kaiser just getting the inside line for turn 2, and James thinking very wisely to back off it as Kaiser goes very wide, so James can take that position back off of him as they're going side by side, coming through into turn 5 now, and James is going to get a lovely slipstream down the inside. James goes off Kaiser and makes the move as they're going side by side, and James makes the move stick, so a good move there from James, very aggressive, but that Rothmans livery off James goes down into 10th place, and now he's got Tequila all over the back of him at 11th, who's going side by side with James, who's going to take the position off of him. Tequila now going into 10th place, Tequila in 10th place, and James now sitting there in 11th place, but James has got the slipstream. He's going to try and get as much slipstream as possible, going down the inside. He's going to look for the inside line. He's going to give him a push. He's using a bit of racecraft here, going to push Tequila on, trying to get away from GTR's scrim, but he's going to make a move, not quite. Great battle in there for 10th position. Up front we have Glowing Gold and Hayden still side by side, and Hayden looking for the move on Glowing Gold, but Glowing Gold still holding this race lead now, going on board with Glowing Gold. Glowing Gold has got a very, very feisty Hayden there, looking for the outside line going into a corner, a right-hand corner that I have no idea what it's called, but we're going into it anyway. As side by side, look at this. This has been like this for 2 laps now. This has been like this for 6 minutes now. Non-stop side by side action. Glowing Gold in first, going very wide, getting on the gas, nearly taking Hayden out the race. But all the while, Tonkanon is sitting back, looking at these three, looking at these two. I'm thinking they're going to take each other out, and I'm going to come through. Meanwhile, back here we got High Snipes, Ben Smith. I'm getting completely out of breath with this. This is action up and down the grid. Ben Smith, High Snipes going at it. Ben Smith is looking for High Snipes on the inside. Ben Smith doing a grand job there in 5th place and battling away, but High Snipes doing an even better job there in 4th place, and such a good result here from High Snipes. They're side by side into the fast right-hander. Some great respect. Look at the space given by these drivers. It's a bit ghosted. Unfortunately, they're inside each other. That sounds completely weird what I just said, but they were, and the ghosting has now stopped. So now these drivers have got Captain Colossus all over the rear of them. As we go back to 1st place, we are on board now with Glowing Gold, looking back at Hayden and Tonkanon. Hayden's now going to look for the inside again. I have no idea where to look next. Hayden is looking for the inside, doesn't quite make it. He's going to force him out wide. He's going to go on the gravel. He doesn't quite, misses the gravel. He's still got 1.3 second gap. A 1.3 second penalty Glowing Gold has got to serve now on Hayden, so he really needs to get rid of that if he's to try and stop Hayden from taking this race win. But just behind now, Hayden also serving a 0.2 of a second penalty with Tonkanon, the man who has no penalties at all. So at the moment, as it stands, if the race finished now, Tonkanon would win this race based on the drivers' penalties up ahead, because they're serving penalty after penalty after penalty, these two, and it's racking up. And although Glowing Gold and Hayden are having a wonderful battle together, and they must be having such a laugh and smiling from ear to ear, Tonkanon in the background is going to win this race if they can't clear these penalties. So these two going side by side, looking for the outside line. Hayden is going for the outside. Is he going to make a stick across the line? Tonkanon cuts the corner. I don't know who's going to take this, but Hayden takes the lead for now, as Hayden in the lead with Glowing Gold just behind, looking for the back. No, he's just going to hit his exhaust pipes. He doesn't quite get there in the end, but Glowing Gold is now going to have the long straight for the rest of this lap to try and plan his way past Hayden with the slipstream, as he's already started to push him so soon after the corner. Tonkanon behind, desperately trying to make the move on these two, but can't quite see where he's going to make the move. As we listen to the engine revs, are these cars going to top out? They seem to top out at about 180 miles an hour. They're not really going any faster, but Tonkanon is edging closer and closer to these guys as they whiz past the camera, as Hayden down the inside just gives a little bit of a shove to Glowing Gold. But such respect from these drivers, as just in the background now Tonkanon is looking for that move for 2nd place. So Tonkanon now looking to take second place away, and this is a good chance for Tonkanon to take this position away from him, because if he can do it now, he can get on the back of Hayden, who he knows if Hayden can get out in front and get out of the slipstream of second place, Hayden will be gone. He will lead this race and win this race, because so they can't look. Oh, I thought Glowing Gold was going for the move there, but didn't quite. Let's go back to fourth place, as Ben Smith has got that fourth place from High Snipes. Apologies if I missed that, but I just cannot take my eyes off of this front three battle at the moment. We'll quickly look down the field. Captain Colossus has dropped down to 7th place there, so Captain Colossus won't be overly pleased with that at the moment, but he's only 1.5 seconds behind ADZ. Handy Point there in 8th place, having a very lonely race. 5.3 seconds away from Captain Colossus and 10 seconds away from this man, Tequila, who's having a nightmare in this car at the moment, as Kaiser just behind is going to look to take Tequila here. He's only a few tenths of a second behind Tequila, who's got Kaiser all over the back of him. We are on lap 3 or 4. Kaiser looking for the inside line. He's going to make it stick. He's going to have a good line for this one. They're bashing wheels. They're banging wheels. Tequila's very late on the brakes. He's going to go very wide here, and does go very wide. James H there in 11th also does the same and follows him off, as GTI Scrim doing a great job there. GTI Scrim, he's up to 11th place now, so GTI Scrim doing 11th place. But let's go back to this. We have Glowing Gold in first, Tonkanon in second. These three, I'm not sure I can take my eyes off this battle. I do apologise to the rest of the field down here, but this is an incredible race. I've never seen anything quite like this here on eSports Racing Networks. Tonkanon looks for the inside line, doesn't quite make it. He's going to go very wide there, Glowing Gold, but holds it somehow, finds the grip on the outside line. And Tonkanon in second place, and these horrible ghosting cars, which I don't like on GT Sport, is plaguing this lobby again with these nasty. But that's, I tell you, that's a 1.3 second lap penalty from Glowing Gold. As just behind, we got Hayden looking down the inside now. So these two side by side through the chicanes. This can only end in one way. It's going to end in tears. And what respect, what racing from these. But unfortunately, with them two battling at that particular part of the circuit, that's allowed Glowing Gold now to pull a 7/10 of a second lead on what is now the final lap of the race. And everyone now seems to be having penalties. We have a 1.3 second penalty for Glowing Gold. We have a 1.3 second for Hayden as Tonkanon goes down the inside of turn 1, turn 2, across the corner there. Now, this is going to allow Glowing Gold to get away, and I was going to say it's going to allow Glowing Gold to get away, but now Glowing Gold has pulled away. He's actually dropped some time after those two coming together. So if Hayden can just drop into the slipstream, what's happened to Glowing Gold? Glowing Gold's gone extremely wide. He's gone wide, and he's just held on to first place in the end. That was so close. It looks like he just went over the curbs on the exit and puts two wheels into the mud. He hits the curb. He initially hits the curb there and then goes very wide. Look at that. And just held on to it in the end. But these three are now going to go line astern down the straight. There's less than a 1/10 of a second separating the top three. This is incredible racing here. This is the final lap of the race. This is anyone's game. There's so many penalties to dish out here between this time. They've got Glowing Gold on 1.6 second penalty. We've got Tonkanon, who doesn't have a penalty. We have Hayden on 3/10 of a second penalty. So as it stands, Tonkanon would win this race. But as you can see now, we've got a full-on battle. We're on board now with Glowing Gold, and Tonkanon is pushing. Everyone's pushing everyone. Hayden's now pushing Tonkanon. You can see how much the bump draft works, because Hayden's now pushed Tonkanon straight past Glowing Gold, and Glowing Gold can just sit there and do nothing about it. But he might have pushed Tonkanon too fast as Tonkanon goes across the curbs, but done very well there. This racing is absolutely incredible, ladies and gentlemen. I really can't take my eyes off this. I would love to go back and see some other drivers, but I really can't take my eyes off this. This is some of the best racing I've seen on eSports Racing Network for a long time, as Tonkanon is going to serve his penalty now. So Tonkanon is thinking wisely. He's going to serve his penalty now, because he knows these two drivers are going to have a penalty to serve at the end of the race. So Tonkanon still put himself inside the win here, as Glowing Gold gets shoved to the outside, and Hayden takes the lead of this race. He's got a 2/10 of a second slow down penalty. Tonkanon has no penalty. Glowing Gold has got 1.4 second penalty, so unless Glowing Gold can serve this penalty on this final lap, I'm not sure Glowing Gold's going to win this race, but he can certainly give it a good battle towards Hayden, as coming through towards the final sector now, as these cars are ghosting as much as possible to try and not look at the inside of Glowing Gold. Goes to the inside of Hayden and takes the lead away. A good move there from Glowing Gold. And these three now going on to the final long straight of the lap. We will quickly look behind us as Ben Smith solidly in fourth, High Snipes in fifth. Good battle here from Captain Colossus and ADZ. Captain Colossus looking down the inside of ADZ. ADZ gets him straight back again. ADZ is there, but we're going to have to go back to the lead. It's Glowing Gold is defending from Hayden into the next corner of the long straight, as ghosting cars are going to end up ruining this race. And I really hate this ghosting car situation, but Glowing Gold is currently in the lead. We are rounding the final few corners now. We've got the last braking zone of a tight chicane. That will be the second to last corner of this race. Glowing Gold's going to have to try and serve this penalty in some which way, otherwise he's going to lose this race. He's not going to take the race win if he can't get 7/10 of a second ahead of Hayden. Now he is 6/10 of a second of Hayden. He needs to nail this corner. If he can get 7/10 of a second ahead of Hayden, he might be able to win it, but I'm not sure he will because he has to serve the penalty. He's not going to serve it there. Hayden's going to get in front of the last corner. Hayden gets in front. Everyone's trying to serve the penalty. Tarkov comes home and wins the race. Hayden comes home in second. Glowing Gold in third. Ben Smith will come home in fourth. My God, what a race. Hayden and Glowing Gold were desperately trying to serve their penalties, but couldn't serve them in time, and Tonkanon came home to take that win. ADZ will come home in sixth. Captain Colossus will come home there in seventh place. Handy Pint in eighth place. Good result there from Handy Pint. Kaiser will bring it home in ninth. Tequila there in 10th place, unless Kaiser makes any sort of foul move. Absolutely fine. Kaiser will finish in 9th. Tequila in 10th. James H in this wonderful Loffman's livery in 11th place. GTI Scrim will come home in 12th as he rounds the final few corners here. He'll coming up to the chicane now. Bloody penalties, as Hayden says. Indeed, there was a lot of penalties in that one, as the race is now ended with Super Wallow and Flying Fat Lad in 14th. But my God, what a race. My God, what a race that was. Oh, my days. I think I just screamed my house down. I'm not sure. Oh, my days, guys. That was good. And I want to sit here and just apologise to the rest of the grid for not getting as much airtime for them, but I have never seen a three-way battle like that for a long, long time. All you have to do is look at the final finishing positions on my screen now, and you can see how close it was. So apologies if I didn't cover everyone in that race, but I actually couldn't take my eyes off that top three, so apologies to everybody else below the top three if I didn't get enough broadcast time for you guys there. But we currently had Tonkanon in the end. He sat there in third position for most of that race, while Hayden and Glowing Gold were fighting it out all race. They had penalties to serve, but Tonkanon sat there very... he had a lot of racecraft there. He sat behind them and thought, they need to serve these penalties. And right at the end, after the last corner, they both slammed their brakes on to try and serve them, and Tonkanon came through to take the win. So congratulations to Tonkanon for that win on a very well-driven race. Hayden comes home in second and Glowing Gold in third place. But those top three, I mean, it's a win for everyone, because that was the best race that I've had the pleasure to broadcast on, as in the best, how close things were. So congratulations to those three for the top three. Ben Smith came home in a solid fourth place, a very lonely fourth place there for Ben Smith. But a good result all the same. High Snipes doing a great job there in fifth place. So fantastic result there for High Snipes there in fifth place. And ADZ once again rounding out the highest Pro-Am driver there in sixth place. So congratulations to ADZ for the Pro-Am win there. Captain Colossus will be very disappointed with the seventh place there. He's had a difficult night tonight, I think, the Captain Colossus, so he won't be overly happy, but I'm sure he's enjoyed the event all the same. And I just hope everyone's enjoyed themselves. Because that's the end of the day. That's why we're all here. We're just here to have a bit of fun. Let's not forget that. So Handy Pint there in eighth place. Again, Handy Pint, again, as I said to Captain, I think he'll be disappointed with the entirety of his night. I think he was probably expecting to be a bit higher up, but good result there from Handy Pint. Kaiser there in 9th place, Tequila in 10th. James H in 11th place, GTR Scrim in 12th, 13th Super Wallow, and Flying Fat Lad in 14th. We'll just get a quick screenshot of this, save the replays, and then we'll say our goodbyes to everyone. We'll update every championship position. Will be updated tomorrow, hopefully, if I have time. I'm very, very, very busy from the word go tomorrow morning. I'm literally up at 7 in the morning and I'm working all the way through. I'm not working, but I'm busy all the way through the day and a lot of the afternoon. So if they don't come out by tomorrow evening, then they will be out Sunday. Okay, so please bear with me because I have a very, very busy personal day tomorrow. So bear with me on that one, but the points will be released and will come out. So we'll just read through a few of these comments. So if you want to comment, throw a comment up there. I'll read it out now for you. Whew, I'm running out of breath. I've run out of breath here. So let's bloody penalties. Hayden said glowing gold. Well, that was fun. Probably the slowest crossing of the line. Glowing gold. Yeah, it was probably the slowest crossing of the line I think I've ever seen. It was quite amusing on the stream, I must admit. So I'll definitely watch that one back. Every single second of that was like passing blood. I'm sure you meant something else, but yeah, I'm sure it was. It was a tough track. Their old captain. GG Sam says Hayden. Fabulous racing and well done Ben, says Coldeb. Great race from Ben there in 4th place. Barry Wallace, what a race that last one was. Best I've ever seen. Well done, everyone who took part, and a massive shout out to the host as well. Thank you very much, Barry. I really appreciate that. Yep, congratulations to all the drivers. Done very well. Cheers, Colin. That was absolutely brilliant, says Ben Smith. Tonkin on. Anyway, really fun race that was. Coldeb says absolutely. Surprisingly enjoyed that one. Great stream as usual, mate. Proper energy commentary. Yeah, that last one took it out of me there, Captain. I must admit, but I couldn't help it. It really took it out of me. That was a hell of a race to watch. Chris's energy was powering my iPad. Oh, I love it, Coldem. Chris's energy was powering my iPad, I think. Great stream. Chris commentary on point as normal. Thank you very much. Night with the point. I really appreciate it. Cracking stream as always, Murray Danes. That was so much fun tonight. Glowing Gold says James H. I'll get some photos together, put them together in Discord. Thank you, James. I do appreciate that. Well done to everyone who took part in this epic night of racing. Chris going nuts on the stream was making me laugh my head off. No problem, Ben. I'm glad I can amuse me in my own little special ways. Great stream, man, and amazing commentary. Really made the races way more enjoyable to watch. Thank you, little manager. I do really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone's comments. It means a lot. And like I said previously, if you didn't hear before the practice, just a big shout out to you guys. You know, if it weren't for you guys being around, if it weren't for you guys supporting eSports Racing Network and supporting each other as well, you know, because at the end of the day, that's what we do. We support each other. Yes, we have, you know, we have rules, and some people get upset. Some people, you know, that's what happens, unfortunately. And it's no, you know, it's no chip off anyone's shoulder, and it's no pointing fingers at anyone. It's just that's racing. That's how it is, and we all learn together. We all make mistakes together, and we all, you know, we're all friends at the end of the day. And I really appreciate everyone's support in eSports Racing Network. We're all just a big sim racing family, and at the end of the day, we're all here just to have some fun. And I'm glad I can make it more enjoyable for you guys to race by bringing you a broadcast and some commentary on top of it all. It makes my job really, really nice to do. So I just really want to say thank you to everyone, and everyone watching as well. I do hope you enjoyed that. Please give this stream a thumbs up. Watch it back all night. Watch it back till 3 in the morning tonight. I dare you all to watch it back and enjoy it as much as I have, especially that final race there. But congratulations to everyone. As I said, I'll put all these results on Discord Saturday or potentially Sunday, depending on how my day goes on Saturday. But anyway, I really hope you've all enjoyed yourself. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining, and I'll be in touch about the next future event. I'm going to take a few weeks break now, so I won't be broadcasting for a few weeks now. I just need to take a break myself, for me personally and for my family, so we're just going to have a bit of time, and we'll be back with another broadcast for you soon, and I'll mention that in Discord. So thank you, everyone, for joining. I do appreciate it, and for me at eSports Racing Network, I'm up in your commentator, Chris Danes. I'm absolutely knackered, as you can tell. And we'll see you for next time on the broadcast. So thank you, everyone, and peace out. Have a great weekend. Take it easy, everyone.